Wow, look at that. That's a really, really, really big Caleb miniature.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
popped up there. No,
One
that's not
second.
your problem. That's my problem.
Okay.
I'm the one that swaps that. So, and then I gotta get not. This is the one thing I always forget to do is the Fuki text because I can't see them until we're live. So here we are. I'm in my attire, all dressed
Well,
up.
Caleb's dead forever now, for realsies.
Oh
So we
yeah,
can just delete that.
Caleb is gone forever,
Yeah.
dead and then deaded after being deaded already. And now you can confidently say that you have a Pathfinder character that's been killed. How does it feel?
I'm pretty excited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the party killed me. That's very good. Very
The
good.
party
Dramatic.
killed you.
Yeah. I looked at them. I said, stab me. And they did.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Rest
good.
in soup. Rest in soup.
Rest in soup.
Okay. Let me get your chibi on this one. And then the mask.
Oh, you got Corin too over here.
Oh, I know, but I can't ever be mad at Corin.
Oh, okay.
And done. All right. Let's jump into this. So, session 38, a month out of game has passed since we've played. Even though I just posted session 37 on YouTube. My bad. My bad, everybody. But we can just jump into where we were at. You guys were in the middle of a pretty dramatic RP scene after dealing with a very, very parental problem. And I think we can get back into that if you guys would prefer. But also, if you want to say that your characters have had kind of a moment to breathe, and now you're kind of back in the Storming Beetle, you've dried yourselves off, and the awkward silence has ended, and you guys can continue to talk to each other. You guys are mere hours away from the speech. Are you guys cool starting there? Because I am, if you
I'm
are.
cool with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Sounds good. In that case, who would like to be legendary? As Raptor 2-1 Echo has been, and Darby was yesterday, and do a recap a month after we've had a last session. If you can do it, I'll give you either a D8 or a hero point. D8s I know, are very potent in Pathfinder, but I feel like as though you guys deserve it after such a break. Anybody wants to give it a toss can give me a roll right now. Okay. Looks like it is going to be nabbed by Northwich Propaganda. Is that Kawaka asking if he can... Is that
really
Kawaka
yeah.
trying to recap?
Yeah,
You'd have to go full old Tengu voice. All right. Looks like, Ross, you're going to be taken away. Thank you so much. In the meantime, I'm going to toss the roleplay question out. And the roleplay question is, now that you know what you are trapped within, now that you know what has happened, you don't know how it was caused, you don't know why, you don't know many things. But what do you know would be the one place your character would go in Galarion if you weren't trapped here? The first place you'd want to visit, or if you got the chance to visit, where would you go? And you can take it away, Ross, as we think upon that roleplay question.
Last that everyone saw us, we were gathering our things in the monastery to leave. We had a few loose ends to tie up, some equipment to acquire, a undead zombie man to put down, personal items to acquire, and some meditation before we left. Once we left the monastery, the journey back was surprisingly brief. What we spent 3 days traveling, going up, the return journey seemed to only take a mere an hour or maybe just a few hours before we found ourselves back at the ritual site that we used on the edge of a clearing on the Golden Road that leads to the monastery. Uncertain if that was us being tricked by the mist for the distance, or if it was some sort of nudge from maybe the founder and the magics that were purified at the monastery. The last few hours, hiking back to town, we all were concerned on how we would portray our experiences at the monastery. What we learned about the mindscape, or demi-plane, or planar entities that we've been locked into, whether or not it should be go to the council, or maybe just a few of the council members, or if it should be told to the town. Myself and Jobin were, I think, more on an honest fronting on educating and trying to bring together our village, that everyone has a right to know of the threats that face us. Cian, Katai, and Fang, on the other hand, they wanted a more cautious approach. For more of a closed information loop. Keep it within the council, or maybe even just between ourselves for the time being, and let the town continue focusing on the coming days of winter. Maybe even spring afterwards. After much debate between the five of us, we came to a compromise of sorts. We tell the council, verify they are who they are, though, and we wouldn't tell the village. Not until winter gets here and everyone's buckled down for into their homes, as snow will pile up and the cold rain, and have nowhere where they can go running off or causing problems for others through their panic. That thing primarily thought maybe people would grasp onto, instead of the hope that we plan on showcasing. Once we got back into town, the guards and even passenger-bys were very interested in our experiences and what had happened. We told them that there would be a later declaration on our meeting for the whole village later, but we had to meet with the council first. Heading to the merchant hall, we gathered together the council and with the old man and Granny Who, the rest of the council all gathered together. We told them of some of the threats that we had run into, and because of that, we wanted to test to make sure they were not copies. As there were foes who can steal faces, take bodies, morph into people they've been seen. So we did it right of cutting palms upon silver, which is something that reacts badly for these creatures. Gratefully, everyone saw the wisdom of this We all cut palms and discussed at length possible reasons. It seems to have stemmed from the governor and something he had did at the old tree. The guards are going to keep a lookout for anyone strange about town, people who might be coming under the influence and giving in to extreme emotion, which is kind of a catalyst for becoming these abominations. Well, we will keep to ourselves and try not to look in too much of the governor until winter. Instead, keep the town back on its feet. The council agreed, and we left, planning for a speech to be given later in that day for the rest of the village. We split ways. Jobin going back to see family and get in touch with them. Same with Cian. We've all been away for what feels longer than it should have been, but not very long at all.
Very well.
I brought up Katai and I, and we walked back towards her home, that which of I planned on confronting Father about moving back into the household, trying to correct falsehoods, missteps that have happened in the past. And Katai came along, but was not going to take sides. More of an outsider watching in cast of approach. We retrieved at the house and we didn't see Father even after we knocked and came in. After looking around, we couldn't find him. Maybe he went to the market. Katai was the first to see, but he was out, not by the bank of the river, but he was in the river, walking towards, looked like Mother. Katai bolted to try to get him to come back to the banks. I hesitated as she dove into the waters, and he was pulled under by what looked like her mother, who's been long past these few years. Finally got the wits of myself about me and went to try to assist. By the time I got under the waves, Katai was entangled with this spiritual essence of what looks to be her mother. Her father was nowhere to be seen, though there was a glow of red deep down towards the lake that passes through the center of town. I tried to assist to get the spiritual monstrosity off of Katai, but cords of my own magic turned against me. It held myself, Katai. It tried to kill us both. It wasn't until I had pretty much lost consciousness that Katai was able to drag us mostly out, and some poor villager who was walking by saw us struggling in the river and was able to fish us out. And our father he's gone. He's dragged under, sure he drowned by something that looked like her mother and had her memories, but was not her. Still coming over the shock, we walked ourselves to the tea house after thinking that the kind villager, where the others had learned that Papa String is no longer here with us. Something dreadfully evil in that lake below the river. And I have an hour or two before I have to give a speech.
No biggie. At least you have your friends to help you. And a cat. Thank you so
Cat's
much.
totally evil.
Thank you so much for the recap. Do you want a D8 or the hero point?
I'll take the hero point.
Sounds good. And we'll have our last roleplay question here, which is, where would your character travel if they could leave Willowshore? Alright, good time. You get that for free.
Well, I mean, someone else can have 20.
Yeah, I'll show you how it's done.
Lucky number 13. No dice. Tell me, Katai, where would you go if you go anywhere in Galarian?
Katai really wants to take some kind of journey through Shenmen, but for TNZ as in large, because she has been, cloistered in Willowshore for all of her life and has only heard of the Sangpachi teachings from her family. So she would love to wander Shenmen and learn about how others follow their own philosophy of Sangpachi, and maybe learn a bit how there might be deviations in the philosophy itself. And she wants to just go out and learn. Just go to cities, meet other followers of Sangpachi, and just kind of bring it back to Willowshore.
And I assume
Mhm.
the dream of many people who go through TNZ, the land of the dragons.
Mhm.
So, I imagine seeing a dragon would probably be in your...
As someone who follows the divine dragon,
Mhm.
I think that'd be pretty
Yeah,
cool. My
yeah.
god is a dragon. I would definitely really want to go see a dragon really badly.
Perfect. All right. And who would you ask the same question of with a D4 in your hand?
With the D4 in my hand. I think I would like to ask. I gotta get my NPC sheet name up here.
You can
so I
do your party if you want, or you can
Mhm,
do an NPC if you're curious on where an NPC would go.
let's ask Jobin. Jobin, where would you go?
Absalon. Big city.
Big
He
city.
definitely want to see. He definitely want to see that.
City at the center of the world, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Okay. With that in mind. Oh, Fang tried.
Oh, my dice came in late, I guess.
Oh, you tried to roll and it just didn't go through?
It's not a big deal.
Weird. Okay. All right, let's hop into it then. All right. Now, the storm beetle itself, in its fully restored gravitas, is still marred with the scars of the attack on Willowshore after the Festival of Faces. And as you all sit here, your allies are drenched, sitting down at one of the tables. Cups of water or tea have been produced for them, and towels and pillows. But clearly they are drenched, torn into wounded spiritually. No physical ailments, however, no claws, no marks of the touch. Instead, you can just see them battered down. Marks of bruises and scars that have already moved and healed. Damage to the soul has been dealt here, not to their bodies. And so as you sit here, Ross, Katai, what do you say? Perhaps it's one of your allies that says something.
What happened? Why are you wet? Is it raining?
We just had a run-in.
We had this conversation.
Yeah, we also had this conversation already.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
We
Because I remember doing the recall knowledge with the monster.
Correct.
Yeah, I remember Fang being insistent that your father can still be alive.
Yes. We need to focus on the speech that we need to give Willowshore. It's important that everyone is hopeful right now. We can figure out what happened later. Willowshore is what matters right now.
Okay.
Job and Ross, are you two ready to talk to them, or?
Jobin, looking at Katai, side eyes, looks at Ross, turns his head, says, "Are you okay? I can give this a try, but I know you're much better at talking at a crowd than I am. If I would say, you're probably twice as better than me."
I'll be waiting to see if I was okay, but I can do this. I can get through the day.
Well, let's just confirm what we're going to say.
Yes, run through it again for me.
We should take notes this time. So,
Okay.
we're going to tell them everything that happened, pretty much at the monastery.
I guess I think yes, we are, and the only thing that we are planning to leave out. Part.
What about the corruption of the monks? Do you think that is okay to tell them?
I think it's fine because we solved that in terms of sealing away the corruption. Let's hope.
Okay. So they were corrupted, but we've sealed them. Corrupted but sealed.
I mean, I don't think that we need to give all this detail. I think we just need to go up there, say a blow has been dealt to our enemies. We have leads. This is what we're looking for. And to
They ask
be
who the
vigilant
enemies
and we'll
are.
get everything up. It's a crowd. Like, it's not a Q&A.
It's going to if we don't give them enough information, then it's going to turn into.
Do they already know?
I mean,
of
just tell them.
No.
Yes, they would know. They would know of Kugapti, right? Because
we haven't said anything about Kugapti.
But the founder.
No
the
one knew
hero
about
and
Kugapti
everything.
until we talked to old man Matsuki, and then he had to think about it very hard. The only person who really knows about Kugapti is old man Matsuki.
Well, I thought that was about Naporpo. And
yeah, 'cause town knows about the
Bless you.
the histories of the monastery, I feel like they would be legends throughout Willowshore. Right, Idomera?
So, well, from what you know, the people of Willowshore have no idea of Kugapti. What they knowledge that you had was old Metsuki heard of the name and the story of it from passed down from his family and his time whenever he went to the monastery. And that's the only reason why he knew of it when you guys were having dinner with him. And he was able to inform you what it was. But the vast majority of people in Willowshore have no idea of it. Or what
Would they know?
threat it had.
Would they know of the hero or like legends of the hero?
They would know more of the founder. They would have the legend, the legend of the hero facing down and sealing away Kugabti is like the vaguest mention of it. So to them, if any of them, especially the elderly folk, have heard of Kugabti, it's like a long dealt with villain in like a story, if that makes sense. The ones that do know. They would have no idea what it can do, what it means that it's still around, that it was corrupting the area, what it was
Okay.
after.
Sauron was sealed long ago.
Yeah.
So why don't we just say it like the beginning of Lord of the Rings, where, and I'll do this as a character. So like, here's what we do: we go and we just tell them of the history before the monastery and of the great hero that stood against an ancient evil and sealed that evil away. And the monastery, the founder, put that monastery where they were because that is where the great evil was sealed away. And then we just tell them that all this is happening because that evil is starting to leak out. But we march to the monastery and we conquer that evil, and we just go from there. I don't think we need to go into detail about the monks giving up St. Pachi and breaking the cycle.
I mean, but
I
that's
think that's a
also the.
point.
I mean, but that's also the warning for people to not. But they would, there's a chance that if somebody's feeling like they need to, it's not working, then they give up.
But they were the monks were only able to do that because they were corrupted and they were surrounded by the evil.
Well, remember, no. What she said and what we learned is that they had to willingly choose to give up for that.
Yeah, I mean,
It had nothing to do with them being at the monastery. It had to do with them being enlightened and then choosing, saying, "This is not it," and giving up.
I mean, I
Well-
wouldn't say that it had nothing to do with the monastery. It all happened at the monastery.
especially because the lady who was in charge of it, Shuhei, she like was probably manipulating them in some way. Like, you could so willingly do something without really understanding or being influenced in some way, you know?
Yeah.
I would
I
like to
just-
kind of not talk about the monks though, because a lot of people here follow Senpachi, and I worried that if we go into too much detail, it might shake their faith a little bit, you know?
I think, yeah, I think Katai's right. I think we just need to go and we need to tell them a tale of the history of Willowshore and how it's affecting us now and the great deeds that we've done and how those great deeds are going to ensure our survival. We just need to give them the hope to get through winter while we can figure all this stuff out.
As you speak, Zien, you see shadows outside. People wheeling towards downtown. And another figure begins to head towards the door of the Storming Beetle. Do you have anything you would say before they approach?
I can't believe I'm saying this. But ultimately, Fang is right. I think Ross, you know how to spin a tale better than the rest of us. I don't think you should tell them details. We don't need to give them every single thing that happened there. And if you're unsure on how to answer something, we performed a ritual and went into a very unusual place. Who knows if it was even real? But if you need help with anything, just defer to us. And I believe in you.
Boom, 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 boom. Hello?
Oh, I'll go get the door. Cat will go over, open the door.
It's a familiar face.
Oh, hey.
You see Higher Ha. There is a stream of people flowing behind her, heading towards downtown. And some of them kind of stop to look and wave at you all in excitement to see, because most people haven't seen you now since you've returned or gone to ask many questions. Higher Ha says, it's time for me to bring you to the square. Soon? Whenever you wish, whenever you're ready. People are gathering there. Everyone is excited, and the guards have set up a perimeter to make sure everyone is safe. And you're safe.
Okay. Yeah, can you just give us... We'll meet you right here. Just 1 second, okay?
Sure. You see some people start coming up towards the door, and Higher Ha turns around and goes on guard duty.
Good. Are we ready to go? Ross, are you gonna be okay?
Yeah. Oh, I'll be right. Let's
We should take the minute to treat his wounds before we go up there.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I take out the katana.
He looks more.
No, katana, please.
I mean-
about the katana.
we had like a while before. Can we say we treated his wounds
Absolutely.
previously? Okay.
Absolutely. Okay.
Here, I'll just make.
I was hoping you knocked him out right before the big speech.
that would be pretty funny.
That'd be
you know?
amazing.
And then Zian had to give it.
Here, I want to try this, okay? Don't panic. I'm just trying something.
And you'd like my speech better than you like Ross's speech.
There we go.
I think I would actually, yeah. I
31
just don't think you'll
HP.
roll very well.
There we
Good.
go.
Pretty good.
You bring
I'm
up
an
the
expert in
blade,
medicine now.
and you heal his spirits. Probably on a familial level, after which you guys suffered through together, and also physically. Though you can tell, Katai, as you finish this up, and you mend his spirits, Ross looks dead. His face is taut. His cheekbones fall in entirely. The skin ebbs between his teeth, clinging to them. His eyes are sunken, and his skin is far more pallid than usual.
Okay. I give Ross a pat on the head, and then Ross, do you want to go find your guy, theater guy with the makeup?
Kazuma?
Yeah. You look a little sick.
Yeah. Probably feel better with dry clothes anyway.
Yeah. Let's go find Kazuma before we go.
It's on the way. The theater house is like a block or two off of the square.
Right. Higher Ha's waiting for us outside to escort us.
All right. And I assume together you help each other up. You see Yami jump off the bench, ready to also follow you guys towards the town square. It would seem as though she's interested as well. And as she leaves, you see her reconvene with a couple of cats. One completely black cat and a ginger cat. And they continue to go along. Higher Ha pushes in front of you all and says, "Very well, let's get a move on. We should get behind the public stage as fast as possible." And you guys will move. Ross, are you attempting to kind of like hide the way that you look, or do you not care enough on the way there at the least?
You want my mask, buddy?
Oh, no, you can keep your mask. I don't think Ross is thinking too much about his appearance at the moment.
Okay, that's a good idea. Very well. Making your way out into the streets of Willowshore, everyone is abundantly excited. And if not excited, clearly ready for answers. This place has seen more life in the day that you returned, the night that followed, and today than it has since you left. And it is more than abundantly clear that now, more than ever, as you leave the storming beetle outside the abandoned estates, you see the houses, the lanterns that are now fully lit all abound. The people wave towards you and shout in excitement. And as you cross quickly through downtown Willowshore and towards the seven-colored songbird and the public stage, do you take a moment to get Ross to the side and towards the seven-colored songbird? Or do you allow Higher Ha to take you guys directly to the downtown public stage?
It's up to Ross, really.
Yeah, it's up to Ross.
I think giving it in wet clothes would add too many questions that we don't want to answer at the moment. So, yeah, he's okay with heading to the theater hall and at least changing clothes.
Okay. The theater hall is waiting for you, because as you guys make the quick jaunt towards the downtown center, the people all waving at you are pushed aside by Higher Ha and two other guards that would flank you all. People that you recognize that were stripped of their gear whenever you released them at the start of the summer. As they put up a loyal blockade for you all and you're pushed forward, from the seven-colored songbird you can see the public stage, where no less than 130 people plus have gathered, a showing of at least 70% of Willowshore, including children, including farmers, Northridge and South Bank together, and there is a mass of voices coming from the center of Willowshore. Whether that puts a pit in some of your stomachs or gives you stage fright, that is up to you. But Kazuma seemingly is not there. No one's at the seven-colored songbird right now. This place is empty. Higher Ha looks over and says, of course he would have wanted one of the best spots for the speech if he works the stage.
Anyway, he must already be there. The rest, they should still have outfits out back. Just give me a moment and I'll scoot back there and...
Very well. Guard business, Higher Ha says, as Higher Ha pulls out a key and unlocks the door. And will push it open for you to go within.
Alright, I'll enter inside.
Okay. You walk through the empty performing arts hall, and you can collect some finer clothes, though I imagine a bit dramatic. Does anyone else get changed in here?
No.
No? No?
Zian will help Ross.
Oh, very well.
We'll
Zian?
make him his prey, first of all.
What?
And then, while we're getting him out of his wet clothes, are you really okay?
Physically, I'm fine. I'll live. But
Are you-
today's been a lot.
Are you able to do this?
Yes, I can do this.
Sense motive that. I just want to make sure he's not going to, like, break down or anything crazy.
In the middle of the...
Yeah, or, like, go off the deep end. Ross is pretty even-keeled, and I don't think he would, but I just want to... He's seen some unusual stuff recently. I just want to make sure he's not going to intend to do something unusual. Very un-Ross-like.
Higher Ha on the outside, while you give me that sense motive, is in fact going to be bringing you guys forward. It would seem as though they want you guys to head up towards the stage, Katai, Jobin, and Fang. I assume you guys head out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll head up to the stage.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll head up.
That's against their will, correct?
If they're lying, deception DC.
Yeah, I think
Line deception DC.
So whatever the deception thing is.
Okay.
it's +10, yeah.
I will say, as you look, Ross, tell me whether or not your intention is to fluke on stage, if you are going to not be able to make it through at any push of pressure from the people of Willowshore.
I don't think. Ross doesn't plan on backing down. You would get hints that he might would snap at someone if they pushed back hard enough.
Okay. That's what you get.
Good enough for Zian.
Very well. You give him a nod. You put on the gear. What are you wearing today? Do tell.
Oh, we Oh, maybe like a stage kimono. White and black with maybe hints of red, crane designs going down the sides.
Excellent. Symbol of the air. Beautiful. Do you let Zian do your makeup, or are you just getting dressed and waiting for Kazuma?
I wouldn't trouble seeing with doing makeup.
Okay. To be frank, Zian, Ross looks like a dressed up corpse for a funeral.
Does Zian know how to do anything with makeup?
That is entirely up to you, if you think so.
You do have that kind of sister.
I know. He'll give it a try.
Oh, perfect. Okay, if you want to try to apply, because there is makeup here in the back, go ahead and give me a, let's say, makeup check's a bit too, would it be?
Society?
Society, yeah, society's a good one. Society or performance?
There's a big difference there.
I'd say performance.
Okay.
To get someone ready for it. It's part of performing, after all. 18. Not bad at all. I'd say that is enough for you to be confident that he will not get questioned on the way to the stage.
You look like you're sick. You don't look like you're dead anymore.
Yes. You look like you need the aid of Dr. Damihan Sig Mabanga Bang Loop. Not cremation. So. Alright. With a bit of work, a little bit of luck, and some time, you two can get what you need and head out. Now, the other three of you are out in Willowshore's downtown, and I was not lying on the size of this occasion. As you guys make your way forward, people begin to look over in sprawling amounts to see you all. People begin to ask questions about how Ha does her best to keep a perimeter. As you can see, many of the town guards are keeping a perimeter of the same, and she will kind of guide you guys around it as the town guards block them. And she'll try to guide you guys towards the stage and help you guys up onto the side. My daughter and husband are here. I'm going to stay near the front of the stage in case anything happens.
Yeah, sure.
Fang, are you going up on stage?
Yeah, Fang will go up on stage.
All right, I'll bring the token over. Ooh. All right. Already up here is old Matsuki, Zhang Peng, captain of the guard, Granny He, and Kim Guan. And as you guys make your way up, Matsuki and Granny He look over and say, "It has been a long time since a gathering like this has happened. Where is your brother? Have we ready to begin?"
Well, soon. We're ready to start soon. We're just, he just was a bit hungry, so he wanted to just get a snack.
Granny kind of lets out a scoff at this shirking of responsibilities.
Yeah, nice like it. You did it. Nice, they bought it. All right. Yeah, I guess we just wait. We just wait for Ross.
Very well.
Why do we have to lie?
Because I was like, what do I tell her? He fell in a lake, so I had to go change. Why was he in a lake, Katai? That's against the practices.
I mean, you could have just said he went to go change.
He was hungry.
Ross, as you enter the town square without a guard, you aren't assailed for your appearance. Instead, people look over in a bit of shock upon you. And you can travel past and through. The guards actively use their tetsubos to block people from getting close to you both as you walk amongst them. You see hunters from the Silversmith's lodges, the paper house owners and apprentices. You see ritualists, so-called performing artists, and a plethora of children and elderly alike. And I assume you do not give them the mind as you make your way up.
Oh, we have a task at hand.
Ah, you've arrived. Perfect. Now, oh, you look like you have ghoul fever? Kazuma.
It's been a long day, Kazuma.
Oh, yes. Did you have several showers before you did this, or is that your clamminess?
A clamminess.
Well, bit of fun makeup on you. And he kind of begins to. You look like a young amateur attempting to go up on stage. I like the blush. Yeah. And Kazuma will do his best to patch you up. Ziyin, thanks to your efforts, there will be no negatives for the appearance of Ross getting up on stage. But people do seem to be a bit concerned. As for you, Jobin, I don't think you've been up on stage much in front of this many people in your life, have you?
I mean, he's not really. No.
Mm-hmm. The last gathering like this was at the Long Night, but you didn't have to speak, and you weren't the center of attention all the time. Okay. So as you make your way forward, you can kind of feel a well in your stomach, but you do see your sister, who gives you a wave through the crowd, as you see her little snake bob up onto her head, coming to life.
We'll give her a nod.
Alright. Fang, Beetle is not here, but you can see in the distance the overhang of the willow tree. And you know, not only will Willowshore hear this, but such a congregation of spirits will also allow the kami of Willowshore to hear this. At the very least, Willow is likely listening in.
That's good.
Hi-Ar-Ha, after helping both of you up, will make their way to the side and go in front of the stage at the bottom. And wait. People gossip, chatter, and you may take this at your purview as the council awaits you.
I nod to Ross and Jobin.
Everyone set?
All right. And together, you approach. Zhang Peng looks over and will do a tap on the side with his cudgel. As he does, the people of the town guard also slam the bottom of their tetsubos around, and he will shout, "People of Willowshore, the Mistbreakers have returned, as you have likely heard. It is time for you to give them your attention, as they have put their lives on the line to give you their protection." He gestures to you, Ross. People go quiet.
Oh, people of Willowshore, brothers and sisters, we've returned, and we bring solid news of what we have encountered and found out. We were able to perform a ritual that partly pushed back some of the mist so we could make a journey up to the monastery. For we thought it would hold answers to our pride. For all of us. We stuck to the traditions of old and did a slow 3-day pace, praying and visiting each of the shrines along the way, cleaning them, setting them back to the states they deserve before pressing to the monastery. The monastery itself, once we got there, was tainted and distraught with some spirits from the Night of Broken Braids. But we were able to commune with the founder, and with her help, purify the shrines at the monastery and correct the wrongs that were done to it. The monastery now is once again a place of purity for all of the shrines that rest there. We were even able to bring back one of the shrine's guardians back to Willowshore here, so that it may show us the way on how to protect our own shrines. Purifying the monastery seemed to maybe help with the mist, but the mist is still there, out there surrounding our lands.
Immediately,
we would not.
a hushed echo runs over the entire crowd. People begin murmuring amongst each other, wondering, and you know what they speak of without hearing their words. Voices begin to ring over the others, and you hear one brave young man speak up more than others. "We're still trapped? Are we still trapped?"
We will not have supplies from outside, but we are still home. Like we always have been. This village is my home as much as anyone's. And I know the rest of us will still work together with all of you to find the means to get through this coming winter. And to find ways to get rid of this mist. For there will be a spring, and with it will bring light. And together we can push back the dawn that is currently upon us, so we can make it to the sunlight.
Is there anyone else in the Mistbreaker that wants to add anything before I ask any rolls, or anyone else in the crowd chimes up at the situation?
Anybody got any more hopeful stuff in them?
I guess what Jobun would say is that though the mist is still here, we have a path forward that we Mistbreakers are working on. So we're going to continue working on it. Hopefully, this mist, we will break the rest of this mist.
The voices continue. You do not abate everyone, but you do hear from some of the guards, or at least some of the more militant militia, people that took up arms after the Napora Bow incident, begin to speak. And you would watch as Old Mitsuki speaks on your behalf as well and says, I have heard of the purification of the monastery, and I do believe that they have done the right thing. The monastery had been defiled after the night of broken blades. Now, things have been set right. Our traditions have been set in their ways again. We may continue. At that, people begin to calm. And yet again, another person speaks on your behalf. Granny He, who steps forward. I rest assure all of you, despite the inconvenience of our predicament, Willowshore has weathered worse in the recent winters, and will weather this fall, even without the trade from Karahai and beyond. You should focus on gathering your food. We will survive this winter as we always have, together. With or without our governor. Her poison tongue and words sit with a few people who go silent. And you notice Granny Who gives you all a look when she says those words. Whether inviting you, scolding you. Could be either one. Do you leave that hanging, however? And would you like to make your roll with the DCs that you have now?
Can I assist by just kind of looking tough next to Ross?
You're gonna scare our village?
Scare them, scare them. No,
Believe us!
You're the villagers to give them hope.
No, like give him hope. Like I'm big, strong, and we're powerful, and we're strong, and we'll
you
fight
are
everything.
you are the strings. You are a string defender. You are the guardian of the Dawn Step Bridge. Yeah, I'll allow you to aid.
Yeah, I'm a guardian.
In that case,
Yeah.
you can give me an intimidation check or athletics for a show of strength.
I'll do athletics. That's pretty cool. I like that one.
I felt the stomach drop when he said intimidation.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. That would be, in this case, a critical success. You'll give a +3, I believe. To
I am an expert, so I think so, right? Is that how that works?
yes, I do believe so.
Yeah.
I thought you had to be master.
Do you? I don't know. I'm really not sure.
Yes, the +2 bonus. If
It'll
you're
be very
master,
easy
you
to
give a
find
plus
out.
three
Only
pleasure.
master. So you get a +2
Only
with a critical
master.
success.
Excellent.
Perfect. And anyone else wants to say anything? I just want to leave or let lie. This speech has gone pretty well so far.
Mm,
I say we don't poke the bear.
yeah.
Okay. In that case, your current DC for this diplomacy check or deception, because you've left out enough of the truth that this could be considered in some ways a lie, is 26.
Okay.
Damn.
I got
pretty good.
this.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I got this.
Well, yeah, you're rolling with a +21 right now, right?
Yeah. I can spin the web.
Don't fuck this up. Oh my
Okay.
god.
It never happened.
Oh!
Okay, it happened.
My goodness.
Oh my god.
No.
What was it? What was it? What was the confidence?
Oh
It
no!
was 26, you said the DC was?
26 was the DC.
He did the recap. He did the recap.
Yeah, I
Hero
took a hero
point.
point
Yeah,
though
he
instead.
used the hero point. Yeah, hero point. He rolled
Okay,
2.
but if we have a crypt ID dice and he rolls a 3 on it, then that's a pass.
A 3 would be a pass.
Wait, did you even add the? Oh, you did add the +2 from aid.
Yeah, I added the 8.
God damn it.
Well, you know,
It is what it is, I guess.
it is what it is.
Can we leave it at 23?
Bummer.
Do we have it? We don't. I don't have it.
I don't have any.
I can't pick one. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean, he could use my crypt ID dice. Is that allowed?
Okay. You
Is it
cannot.
allowed?
You
Oh.
cannot use your ID dice on someone else, unfortunately.
Quick, let's keep talking about it so we can keep stalling.
Okay.
So anyway.
That will be. So as people listen to this, you hear from people and say, "Where is our governor? Why hasn't anyone come looking for us?" Hear someone else shout out, "What did you find in the monastery? Where have they been?" You hear another one say, You're not telling us everything. Why aren't you telling us everything?" Or you see Nadoya Sanmi, a member of the council in some ways, but a preserver of the food, who turns around and says, Now, everyone, the Mistbreakers have kept us safe from many dangers within our forests and within us. We should trust them. Trust them that we must preserve until winter, and they would be able to inform us of what has happened. Before you would hear someone else shout, which is the familiar voice of Go, the fisher. "That sounds like we're being used as bait. More than anything, you're leading us along on a string. Whatever's out there, clearly you haven't dealt with it." There is the stern voice of Tianxi, owner of Second Best, who strokes at his mustache and speaks. He says, "This is a problem of governance. They won't speak to us of it because they aren't able to. They're under threat. They always have worked for the," gestures forward, "Empire."
Okay, guys.
You lose a
We gotta
hope
say
point,
something. We gotta say something.
and people begin to back away from the stage and speak in shouting tones to each other. But you have lost a hope point.
No. Katai's gonna look to the group like, what do we say? Like, what do we want to do?
We just tell them.
No. We leave. We leave it as it is.
What? We can't just. We need to have them trust us too. We can't just.
Well, that's for them to decide. We said our part.
Okay.
If we turn around and give a different story, it'll just. We'll give them hope through our action.
Can I look over at Granny? How is she taking this outcome?
She looks worried. She looks confused. She looks a bit disturbed at what has been said, and clearly the off-guardness that you guys were in. You guys don't look your best. I mean, this was the time for you to bring it. You guys, both you Strings, look as though you have been put through a fight in some way, shape, or form. And as she looks at you, she feels as though she is egging you on for a decision. But you can tell that she is going to ride this in either direction. That she will support you either way. The question is on which direction will you lean?
I feel like we need to say something. If like maybe not change our story, but just we either got to double down or give them more information.
People of Willowshore, what Spring Ross has told you has been what he can tell you. We don't give you all the information because we don't know the answers to everything, and we don't speculate. What help would it be? We don't have the answers as to who caused all this because we just don't know. Do you think that we would come up here with the support of whatever Matsuki's full name is that I can never remember?
Old man is his first name.
It's old man.
Shao.
Shao Matsuki, and I don't know what Granny Who's full formal name is, but he'll say it.
Ban Yang.
Yeah, I'm never going to remember that. Do you really think that we would come to you with the support of these two and lie? No. Ross, Fang, Jobin, Katai, and I tried to find answers at the monastery. We didn't find all of them, and we're still looking. And we'd ask that you be patient with us, and we will do what we always do, is we will rely on each other in Willowshore to get through this. We cannot do it alone. We cannot do it if we squabble amongst ourselves. That's all I have to say. I'll pat Ross and step behind him.
You may give me a lie, or you may give me a diplomacy.
Damn.
The diplomacy will be more difficult than the lie.
I need some A's, guys.
An aid? Okay. I don't have a very good. I don't think I can spin athletics again.
I don't think I could spin Arcana.
Here, how about this? Can I may I make a religion check if I chat about Sangpachi?
I want to know the context of what you would say in relevance to this.
Unless you have something else, Jobin.
So I guess what I was going to say is that right now they see us and we all kind of look like sort of out of it because we just came back from a long trip and stuff like that. And so I was going to say maybe we can Oh, okay. How about this? Jobin wants to go through some of the history of Willowshore. Of like, we've had issues like this before where we have to deal with things, and um, the best way we can get through this is by coming together. Yes, we can't say everything, and like what Tian said, because we do not know everything yet. But what we do know is that for us to get through this, Willowshore needs to come together, and we need to survive winter so that we have enough time to figure this out. All of us. I want to use Willowshore lore to give examples of when we did this before.
You may. You may.
Right? I'm a master in Willowshore lore, so if you
Willowshore lore
get it-
will apply. If you get a critical success, boom.
+3. Okay, let's see what happens here. Oh, that be would a 25 be a critical success in this aid?
It would be a critical success in the aid. DC is
You get a
15.
+3.
Go for it with a
It's gonna
plus
have to be
3.
good enough. All right. 8. You want me to roll this out in the open? Or you want me to secret roll?
You
this?
will know the crowd's reaction.
Okay.
Oh,
It's not a 1.
It's not a 1 or a 2.
you wanna hear upon it or no? You roll a 6.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for reminding me on that one. Let me see what I want to get rid of. Eh,
Okay. 9. Oof.
It's not a critical failure. You speak to Cian, and you've been relatively quiet all of your life. You've avoided this town for most of your life, from what you can. And your words do ring, but they do not ring true enough. But Jobin, the people, despite this, despite not getting the answers that they desire, despite not knowing, they do seem to still be together. They're not breaking apart, going into rampages, not rioting against you. Instead, they seem to be trusting your words, just unable to understand your secrecy. And one woman will shout out just a simple question, which seems to silence the rest of the crowd. Just tell us, who did this to us? Why?
We don't know yet. But we're gonna find out. And when we do, we will tell you right away.
Give me a lie.
No.
Okay, that was definitely a lie.
Give me a lie.
That was definitely a
That
lie.
was 100.
Give me a lie.
Okay. Maybe on that 20. It's okay. Man. 10.
I'm just trying not to lash out at these people.
Okay. Your words ring out. They stay silent. They look amongst each other. And people begin to speak amongst one another.
Okay. We should go before we keep making this worse.
Like I told you that was gonna happen.
The people speaking amongst each other. There are some conversations that ring out beyond others. You hear words of, "Come, we must continue planting. We must ready ourselves." You hear one say, "We must hunt while we have the chances. Lodgers, you see a group of hunters begin to leave. And people begin to make their way away from the stage. But clearly, despite their distaste with your secrecy and lies to their face, it is still Willowshore. The people still hold on to each other, and they begin to separate from Northridge to South Bank, and some stay longer than others. The farmer family, Kumsun Chang, your sister, and Elizeth, they wait. They don't look displeased with you all. You see in their eyes trust that whatever it is you saw, whatever it is you have seen, isn't something that the people can know. Least of all, what they can understand. As you make your way down, each of you, old Kumsun Jong will look towards you, Feng, as you go by and say, "You saved my son. You fought for his life in the lumber camp. Without you, he would be dead. Without you all, Willowshore would be in ruin. We trust you. All of us trust you."
I think I'll kind of give him a bow, but he's like making his way through the crowd to get to his sister.
Okay. Very well. Zhang Pang speaks out and says, "Do not mind your confusion or your distress. Town guard will still be on duty. No one may leave Willowshore. Continue planting, and those that head to the northern farmlands for extra crops should continue to do so under protection. Follow the 8 practices. Be careful." Old Matsuki takes a sip of his medicinal wine and says, "I believe that is as best it could have gone, considering we do not have a solution." As he walks back towards you all.
Beg to differ about Matsuki. I think that could have gone better.
We should retire to your tea house unless you wish to be in private.
You guys head on to the tea house. I have other things I would like to take care of.
Like what?
Getting the last rites for her father.
You? If there's anything that I've learned, is that we should listen to Fang more often. And if Fang says he's probably okay, then I believe him. So we don't need to do that.
I said possibly, but yeah.
Die. You saw what was in that water. He is gone.
We don't know that yet. Don't need to do that. We should just go back to the tea house.
Go yourself. I'm not going.
Fine.
Granny He would speak over the both of you and say, "Now is not the time for your squabbling. We should be preparing. The loss of a family member does not excuse you losing each other."
She's ready to walk away.
Sounds good. All right. And as everyone filters out, making their own directions, talking to people, I'll let you guys talk to NPCs as you wish, because everyone in Willowshore is here. for the most part, that isn't sick, doing work that isn't able to be stopped for this. But due to your secrecy and the confusion you breed and the frustration that comes from Willowshore, there will be no stopping in any of the food or security. You didn't break their faith at all in that, and they will continue to do so at full leisure. However, from what you've said and how it came off, you will lose 2 hope points and 2 faction points with both South Bank and Northridge.
Quick, someone use your seasonal boon to get those back.
Wouldn't it just make it worse?
I know.
Does anyone wish to speak to anyone in the crowd before we continue on with the scene?
Yeah, Fang's gonna approach his sister.
Okay, you see she is almost already left at this point with someone who is like following and asking about what they need to get done for the day. Some sort of assistant. But as you approach, she stops.
He's gonna like kind of like grab her hand and I need you to come with me.
Her ear bristles. Her earrings jingling. And she looks you in the eyes, kind of left and right, before she looks back towards their assistant. And she'll say, "Go back to the smithy. I'll return soon." And
It
she'll
might
go
be
with you.
A day event. We gotta go up to Willow.
I know you not to ask, unless it's necessary. And she'll go with you, as I assume you head north.
Yep.
Very well.
There's gonna be a lot of walking and talking.
Yep.
But he's gonna wait to say anything until we get outside of Willowshore.
Works
So
for
if
me.
anyone wants to do their stuff, they can.
Anyone else want to speak within the downtown? While everyone is here.
No, I think Joe was gonna head back to the. He'll nod at his sister, but he's gonna head back. He's good at anybody he talks to. He's a chance for him to break. He doesn't want to have to.
Okay. Yeah, no, he'll raise up a hand. And she'll help you down, I assume. And you guys will walk together.
I mean, I'm gonna head back to the tea house. If she wants to.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, no, she seems to want to support you right now.
He's gonna say, "There's a lot I need to think about." It's okay. Head back to the shop. I'm gonna head to the tea.
She'll nod. And she'll give you a head tap before she makes her way. Yang is going to approach you, Zian.
Thought she was going to sleep.
You thought.
So is she blocking the way for him to exit?
Yes.
Okay, he will look at her but says nothing.
Okay. Do you go the other way, or?
No, he'll just wait. If she's going to say something, then she can say it.
She's not going to say anything. She is just going to wait for you and clearly wants to put her head on your shoulder and walk back to Lowen Laws. She's got a big document that she was writing on for the whole of this meeting.
He will escort her back home.
Okay. She stays relatively quiet. All right. Ross, as you walk, Elizabeth will accompany you, offering to head towards the temple.
Oh, I guess towards the bridge.
Okay. She will walk beside you solemnly and mournfully, hearing a bit of the spat that you spoke of. All right. And Katai, do you wander back alone?
I go back to the tea house.
Okay. Sounds good to me. One by one, you filter out into Willowshore. Oof. I think from there, we'll go to our near and dear Fang. Fang, you walk with your sister, who has the iron pot firmly on her back, even now, as it jingles, and you guys begin the trek that you have made many times, though far less now that she is an adult.
Yeah, as soon as we like hit the outskirts of the town, Fang's just gonna kind of lay it on her.
Everything?
Most of it. I'll repeat it if you'd like.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, he basically just tells her that obviously we didn't tell the town the whole truth, but he trusts her with it, and she's about to see a horror. And he tells her the events of the monastery, what they actually found out, the finding of their mother and the corruption that she went through,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're going up to the Great Willow to bury her.
Okay. Very well. She seems amicable to listen to you the whole time. Quiet, though she is used to talking at you or trying to get through to you. Many times she listens now. And while the sunset falls over Shenmen and the Spectre Wood, the trees do seem quieter than usual, as though they are mourning as well. All she expresses to you is if, for you to clear up, was it her doing that it was making the insects, the land, corrupted? Was it this evil that you sealed that caused the hauntings in Willowshore? Mama Bao's shop and the terrible things that have happened. She just asks you if you know, if it's over.
I don't know. I hope so. It'll be better, I think.
Okay. She trusts you, gives you a nod, and together you make it to the top of the Great Willow. Beautiful as it is, resting at the foot of the mountainous region, the ancient willow tree of unusual size. You see here the Great Willow, Mama Beetle, and Beetle. You can see that they have placed her to lean on the side of the tree, wrapped up as she is. And there is a quiet that falls over all of this place, under its near sunset. And you notice, though you know it doesn't happen often, the Great Willow itself is here. It moves about with its hardly 3-foot stature, collecting rocks, taking down long pieces from its willow tree, and it seems to be making her some sort of gift. It turns around when you arrive, before realizing it is the both of you. And you see your sister almost jump in surprise or fear at the sight of the actual Kami, before she realizes what is here. Is there any ritual that you wish to perform? Any final memorial and rites, as the creatures of the Spectre would mourn?
No ritual that I know off the top of my head, but if there's something that Bang would know, he would, but not super religious.
Well, it always burns your eyes, but it always made things worse for you. But the usual, as you were taught by your father and your mother, is to cremate them. You've always hated the smoke, though.
Then that's what he'll do.
Okay. The Grey Willow has put down a ring of stones in a flat bed. And with creatures there, Mama Beetle lifting her up and putting her down on the smoky stones. Together with your sister, as she weeps and mourns, but clearly gains the closure that neither of you had. You're able to make a fire. It's strange, though. The Kami doesn't seem mournful. Great Willow instead somehow seems more happy at this occurrence. More joyful and less defensive than last time that you met them. Do you ask it anything or interact with it at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think Fang would. I think he'd ask, why are you so joyous?
The Great Willow will look up towards you. It is not the strange echoing voice from within the stones of this creature that you usually hear. Instead, it is the voice of the child that you heard. The eerie voice of a spirit.
Because she can move on. That with you here and the mother here,
Looking towards the larger of the two beetles, looking between the both of you.
I am not alone anymore.
Fang will kind of nod, and he'll ask it, have you been listening on the goings on in town? The
No,
Great Gathering? No?
only what you said. I watched your travel through the forest, helped you where I could. We all did.
As the Grey Willow says this, you look around, as does your sister in surprise. And as the sun has finally set into the darkness of the night, under the stars, you see small twinkles within the ground, as though shining like small little moons, are dozens of small spirits that sit around you in a circle. Faces strange, but you recognize them as the forest kami that do not show themselves, not to the living. As they look over, and some of them bring up small little rocks to put onto the large rock circle. They do not say anything to you. They don't even seem to register your presence. But there are dozens and dozens of them, barely a foot tall.
Well, thank you for watching.
The Great Willow can't speak, or I should say emote, but you clearly can tell that it seems in some way proud and understanding.
The forest is healing. It remembers you. You have her staff. You have your family.
Probably for like the first time in a week, Bing like kind of smiles a bit.
Okay. Wu seems quiet but surprised. So more surprised than anyone else around you. And it's as simple as that. Together you can watch a fire. A fire that, despite you hating the smoke, never blows in your eyes or never seems to bug it. Instead, you watch the wilting body burn under the stars and surrounded by the Kodama. And together, you let her go. You let her rest.
Yeah, I don't think Bing has really any anything else he's trying to do or like accomplish here. He's got a million questions for the Willow, but it's kind of like this isn't that time. So he's just gonna take it all in and rest.
Very well. In that case, you take it all in. You take in the sight, you take in the company, and you do feel as though you have the company. Wu would wait, and it would seem at some point the Kodama had left, or at least have left your vision. She looks about with tears streaming down her fur.
Could we not be this? Just for the night?
We can.
All right. She gives you a smile. And the first time in a very long time. The fangs do not return to Willowshore. Not as Kitsune. And if you spend the night living your other life, will that be the end of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think Fang would probably try to get her to turn into like a small fox with her, and then just run around through the woods.
That is what I was speaking of. She was asking if you guys could be foxes for the night.
Yep, that's what we'll do.
Okay. And together, you romp through the forest. It feels free, watched over. And other foxes attend to you. Foxes with fur of white, of orange, some getting in their winter coats. And together you're a family for a night. Before the unwilling Willowshore awakens in its curse. Alright. Do the rest of you, as Mother Beetle and Beetle of Fate also return to the forest for the night, have anything you want to do? Or do you take the rest of the night off together, speaking to people, going to the tea house, before recuperating tomorrow or even in a week, if you wanted to?
Taya's gonna be staying at the tea house.
Jobin's at the house as well.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Do the two of you talk at all? Or are you just calling it a night?
Saya's pretty upset, so she's gonna probably just go to the backyard of the tea house and just do some sword kata until she curls up and falls asleep somewhere in the tea house. She doesn't have an interest right now in chatting after that.
Makes sense.
Jobin's gonna spend the night sort of writing everything that we know down in a fresh journal.
Oh.
Fresh journal.
Okay. Zian, you find your home with your sister, and you fall the hell asleep. I assume?
Have we slept since we got back?
Yes.
And he puts her to bed, and he does what he does whenever Willowshore drives him nuts. And he wanders. He will probably head down to the area where Feng lives, thinking that's where he might be. Just kind of wander that area, keep within close range of the village, but just stay out of town, so that way people can't approach him and he doesn't have to answer further questions. And he knows morale's pretty low right now and wants to give the other members of the group some time to blow off some steam.
Sounds good to me. All right. As you wander through the forest, you take some time blowing off some steam. You each can rest. Save Ross, who I assume you start finding burial rites for the night.
Yeah, I'll probably talk to Elizabeth about a plot. Well, I guess we don't need a plot. He technically would want to be burned, so I don't... I don't have anything to burn, so... It's kind of conundrum.
I can pray.
Something symbolic.
So I guess in the end, he probably just heads back to the house and just... I don't know, wanders the rooms.
Okay. As you wander the rooms, Ross, you can't help but feel this place. It's not empty. You can't put your finger on it. It still feels like someone is here, watching you, filling this home. But there's not a thing you can do about it. As you try to find some vestige of your father that he didn't carry on his person, until eventually you fall asleep, moving into the house of which you were removed from. Do you ever come back, Zian, before morning arises?
Yeah, because the woods are scary at night, man, of course.
Sounds good. Eventually, each of you can find yourselves to rest, awakening the next day, either in frustration but also ready to tackle the true horror to come. Winter. In that way, however, we can come back in 15 minutes, ready to go either into downtime or to start doing little things over the course of the week.
We did it, guys. We saved Willowshore.
Mm.
We did something.
We definitely did. Oof.
Oof, that's right.
Look, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
True.
Tough. It's tough.
We should, if we were going to continue, we should have followed the expert after Ross's first.
Oh, shoot. I guess we should have. I
Yeah.
keep forgetting to do that. It's a mechanic I keep forgetting about.
The dice
Tell a story.
did what they willed.
Okay. I'll give you guys 15 minutes to cool off or do what you will. Mark off your reputation and hope points. I already have done the hope points. And we will come back at it in 15. Hope you're excited. Ignore that. I didn't put us to the wrong scene. That was nothing. All right. Welcome back, everybody, and let's just jump into it. It seemed like there was nothing else you guys wanted to do over the course of this night, so I jumped to Lemeshan the 17th at 8 a.m. Does that work, everybody?
Okay.
All right, and are we in a... We all reconvene at the Storming Beetle? Or are we at a... Let's go into some downtime and let people cool off from each other? Or do you guys actually feel like your characters would talk about what happened?
Yeah, I think we should,
let's do it.
talk.
Okay.
Oh, really? I was thinking we'd just go to downtime.
Never speak to each other
There
again.
again.
I think we would talk, but it may not be a long thing.
No, no worries.
That thing happened. Oh well.
Yeah.
Okay. One by one, you guys can head back. Now, you have the tea house open, correct?
Yeah? We make
Yeah.
money?
You can earn income off of it.
Okay. I guess so.
I'll assume then that this is before the opening for the day
Yes.
of your tea house. Sounds good.
Okay. So I feel like yesterday didn't go super great. Should we try to do anything, or should we try to change our plan, or are we just business as normal?
We should probably just focus on getting prepared for it. People ask you about stuff, you just no comment.
We want to revisit the topic of telling them more, or are we still against that as a group?
Telling them more might make it worse. Now it's initially a lot.
Okay. Okay.
Let it
that's
die
fine.
down.
Are you telling me, Katai, you would have us summon the whole town again so that we could get back on the stage and interrupt their days? Just
I don't know.
I do know that as we all of us walk around the city, I mean the village today, we're probably gonna get stopped by people. Again, we have to continue this, so careful. Hopefully we can continue keeping
So
up.
someone
with
tells us, we just say, we don't know nothing.
there's no comment.
No comment. Okay, I can do that.
As people begin to come towards the door before the opening, there is a good amount of people, as you discuss this, that seem to be coming towards the Storming Beetle. And I assume you let them in? or are you guys going to keep it relatively private until you unlock the door?
I guess. What time do we usually open?
I'd assume 9. Probably way earlier than that if you were going by like actual canon.
Mhm.
I would assume like
I guess.
8 o'clock tea shop opening.
So I guess we can meet up here like maybe like 7
Sure.
o'clock and open it up at normal 8 o'clock.
Sounds good. You notice that there are people going by even at this earlier time, and Higher Ha kind of like begins to move out, and you can see in the window she goes up into the grass to speak to some of the people that have come out. And despite you not calling a town meeting, there's far more activity here in Northridge than usual. Especially after a day like yesterday.
Either way, I think happy to say it happened. Can't do anything about it now, so we just need to move forward, make sure Willowshore is prepared for when your wife as we work on figure out how to solve this misproblem, how to break this. But so I think for at least for the rest of this season, we should just focus on getting the town prepared for winter and jump back on doing more search and research afterwards.
Okay.
Okay. Higher Ha makes their way quickly back towards the door and boom, 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 knocks on it. Hi. Can I come in?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I know I'm supposed to be getting ready to watch the door. All that. I thought you guys should know. There's people moving about. You might have less customers. At the merchants here.
Oh, Asahina.
Yeah. People
Oh.
seem a little bit curious about it. Heading towards him. I just thought you guys should know that he apparently arrived in the morning.
I totally forgot about Asahina. We have to deal with him too.
He seemed pretty jovial, apparently.
Job is gonna look at the time, look at the rest of you. Have we ever invited Asahina to the tea house?
I think that's a great idea, Jobin. We could have some tea, ask him some questions, you know?
I don't think he's been here before. I don't think we had it open the last time he was here.
Right. Maybe we should invite him and maybe have a break inside the room for there in the back, where we could fully open. If not, I guess. See, how long does Asahina usually here? Is he usually here just for the day?
One day and he leaves.
All right. Maybe before he leaves, before closing, he leaves. We invite him over for tea, dinner. How does that sound?
I like it.
All right. And are you guys going to go about your day normally, or do any of you guys go see Asahina outside of the day, or anyone in particular?
I guess I can go to sell some stuff.
To Asahina?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you not ask him any questions?
I guess at that point I'll invite him for the tea and dinner. That night.
Okay. Do you guys go as a group, considering, you should be opening the Storming Beetle this time?
I mean, I'll stay in the store and be able to open it while Jobin goes.
Sure. Making your way into the town, does anyone else go to see Asahina and invite him over for tea?
I think it's a good idea.
Anybody want to come with me?
Sure.
Ross?
Ross was not really feeling it after yesterday.
Okay. And, Fang. Busy night.
Well, Fang sees them leave. He looks at the tea house. He sees these two. He knows they probably need a mediator, but he doesn't want to be that, so he'll go with.
Okay.
Let the strings.
These
So
rings.
leave the strings to their own devices.
As you
Perfect.
walk out the room, as you walk out the room and close the door, Robin gives you a look and nods at you, Fang.
Also, I think Beetle would be with me now too.
Yeah, I got Beetle right here. Perfect. Beetle seems happy as ever. Just kind of like clocking around, clopping. After spending a night with his mom.
I guess if there's anything you guys want to sell, just throw it in.
Okay.
So Beetle's got a lot of, well, it's mostly just hard cash, but there's 120 gold worth of assorted bits of jewelry.
Right? Throw it in there.
So, one by one, you guys can head towards Asahina, who is at the middle of town. He is smiling, and you can tell wherever he goes, he's got a natural charisma with people, and people begin to ask him questions. People are going about him. He seems like he is handling himself quite well, despite the gross amount of Willowshore people that are about. To that end, though, he seems to be selling very little items. You can see trinkets and small little common items that he gives out. People have little moments where he hands them out towards them for small amounts of coins. And you don't see, besides the masks, of course, that are about on his very large wagon, as he opens the side of it, there's not magical weapons and tools and all the strange things you've seen before. Instead, Asahina has mostly brought food for sale, as well as bits of carpentry and metallics. People are buying food and rations and stocks and items from him in troves, stocking up for the winter. As you guys start to get closer, however, he would kind of stop as he gives out a large piece of bread, clearly from one of the far distant western lands, and he would smile and say, "Ha! The Mistbreakers! You've made it! I was wondering when you would show your faces. Come close. Here, everyone, the heroes of Willowshore. Go on." And you see people begin to back up and smile. And he gestures you all forth as his raven watches. For those of you that have forgotten what he looks like, I will give you his arm.
I'll never forget.
Thanks, Asahina. Glad you were able to make it.
Of course. I'm glad that you have as well. Your journey to the monastery went well?
In some cases, yes. So, since the last time you've been here, I think we finished getting one of our tea houses refurbished and set up.
Oh.
And with the amount of help you've been providing to the Willowshore, I'd like to, we, Mistbreakers, would like to invite you to the Soaring Beetle dinner as thanks.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Food and drink, and the illustrious Storming Beetle. I'm afraid I'll have to decline.
What?
It's not you. I have a very busy day ahead of me with trading, and I don't think it would be fair for you to have to be dealing with my merchandising while you're in the middle of trying to serve me dinner and tea. A merchant always has to go hard on the road.
Well, I'll let you know that really what we wanted to do is have a sort of a private conversation with you. That was the case.
Oh,
As a merchant exchange information.
Private exchange. I suppose that's not too bad. That is my entirety of my business, after all. But I'm curious to see what you wish to exchange with me. And he will chuckle, and he'll start putting his things there, and he'll say, Yix, watch the cart. I'm going to the Storming Beetle. Behave yourself.
It's okay. You, if you want, you could you handle your merchant things today. Before you leave.
Oh,
Do this.
oh, I see. Before I leave. Okay, very well. He will turn around and he'll begin to gather some things and say, well, I do have things for stock, not much useful for you, but I can buy things off of you, and I have food. If your town has the coin, I'd be willing to sell my mass stock of food and carpentry supplies.
We do have some things, though, actually.
And he will smile and accept.
All right. Let me go ahead and sell this. I gotta put it. Oh, can I sell off the? Can you throw down a party token on this? Oh,
Yeah. There should be one already. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, let me see if I can sell from the party. Just go inside there and make these things.
I moved everything over, German.
Yeah, I did. I saw it. Party token's right there. Oh, sell. Oh no, it makes me have to do it as Joker. All right, okay, I'll handle this while you guys.
You know how his trading works, right? For money wise?
Yeah, I
got
got it. It should, yeah.
Sounds good.
Also, I don't know if you guys want to do this because I know we need stuff, but Fang would be. He would suggest that maybe we should take all that money that we got from the monastery and use it to buy all the food and stuff for Willowshore.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Yeah.
So Asahina has 2 food points and 2 security points of supplies for Willowshore. Each point will cost no less than 100 gold to supply the town, however.
It's 400 gold for all of it. For the 4 points.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we'll have it once we sell the treasure.
All right, we have 255 gold. Actually, is there a way to like turn all this gold, turn all the silver and silver and copper? Into
I think there is, but it wipes the rest of it. It's kind of rough.
Okay, here I'll throw it on my sheet. I think I can do it on my.
I'll offer to sell Asahina the battle axe that I pulled from a tree. It's got a price value of 244 gold.
Ooh. He will. Hey, are you offering it now?
Yeah, Fang would not seek counsel.
He looks at it, and he looks curiously at you. What an interesting item. This feels as though it has more weight than I would seem. You sure you're willing to part with it?
For the better, yeah, I am for the town.
He nods. The firm axe of a lumber lord, no doubt. Can see the markings of the empire. He flips it, kind of shows you it. How interesting. Yes, I'll take this off of your hands.
So it's price value 244. How much does that? What do we get back? Half
I believe it sells for half, yeah.
for it? Oh, at 122 to the party sheet, and I will delete the act off my sheet. Well, it won't actually let me add. It might be because Jobin's in it. Jobin, can you just add 122 gold to the party sheet?
You can't just add it. You have to add it onto your sheet and then drag it over.
Oh, okay, okay, I'll do it like that. So we'll delete the axe. I'm not gonna tell anyone what it did. They'd be mad at me. And I'll drag the thunder here.
I hope you were able to plunder the hidden library within the monastery. There are ancient rituals there that could aid you during the winter times.
How would you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Get him.
Don't worry, we'll talk about it when he comes to visit.
Do you say that right then and there, Ian?
Yeah, I'm a little kind of torqued with this guy.
Okay. He'll look at you and you'll say, "Oh, well, the papyrus and the paper that was sold for such magical things was a well-known secret amongst the merchants that I work with. The monastery is somewhere that I've got some knowledge of, thanks to it. Sorry state that it was in. The curse that was there. A shame no one could see it. Such a peaceful place. Though, now that you have..." he kind of like waves his hand in the air once, twice, thrice. "Resealed it. That is, of course. Maybe it is not ready to be seen again by the people of Willowshore, but hopefully soon. Maybe even re-established as a monastery. On its own, it was a locale tourism, considering it's in the base of a volcano."
There's someone I'd like you to talk to. She's not here right now, but I think you'll be meeting her later.
He like looks around. Oh, I hope it's not your lawyer.
No, she's not as wily as my lawyer, unfortunately.
Very well. Also, nice boots.
Nice bird.
Kind of looks over and says, "Yix is a good travel companion. Though I'm sure you know, Fang, when you wander through nature as much as we do, sometimes it's, well, better than a person."
Fangle just got a nod and agreeing.
I'm also gonna sell the tome and the warden tablet. There's also a decent amount of money there. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use them at some point. Spells that I prepare. Go ahead.
Very well.
Got the coinage converted for us.
I will say, on top of the food and security points that he does have, he does also have anything that you'd want to stock up on, such as like magical inks, papers, that sort of thing for class features. You can 100% ask him, and you can put in requests for. That all seems to be still open. If you want to request an item for him to bring, you're more than welcome to.
Well, when's he coming back? Is he?
Usually comes back every week, right?
I don't.
You're not there, sir. But he does come back. He arrives 1 or 2 times per month.
Oh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of these two. Primal last. Yeah, we'll sell both. Boom. And all right, that's an extra 290 something, 92. We're at 770. I mean 720. So you want to spend 200 gold to get the? How much is it for the food and security?
400.
100 for each point.
400 total.
It was one food and two security, or was it two?
He's got 2 and 2.
You
Now,
got
these
one
are-
400.
All of them are foreign food. Like, it's strange breads and cheeses from Numeria. You can see it is a large carcass of meat from saber-toothed tigers from the north. It is a plethora of strange foods that Willowshore hasn't seen before. He's selling exotic goods. And the security points come in the form of carpentry tools and blueprints for security for northern tribes. So, very useful. However much you want to spend, 2 and 2, you're more than welcome to.
Do it.
All right, we're doing it.
Whew,
I mean, that's 3 in favor.
it's a lot of gold.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, it's for the people of Willowshore. It's not a lot of gold.
All right. 400 gold down, he will whistle and say, well, if that's not a show of faith to the people, I don't know what is. Very well. And he will begin to unpack things out of his cart immediately, setting up. He begins to shuffle them through and he says, where is Nudoya, the Sumney family? I'm sure they would be able to take these off your hands. I'm sure you don't want to fill your tea house with Mollies.
I hate how much he knows. Just as a merchant, you know.
Find out.
I just.
Well, OOC. I'm thinking we've been doing this loop for how many times now?
Yeah.
Been here. Maybe he's been here each time.
Do you think he doesn't get his brain wiped and he remembers? That's why he knows so much.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But we'll find out.
I cocks
Also,
an eyebrow. Is that amenable to you?
Um,
I hand this off to the Somni family.
Yes, that's fine.
Very well. I'll take care of that
Um,
for you. Thank you for your gold.
OOC. Do you two have potency runes for your armor already?
No.
I don't. Let me double check. I don't think so. I do not know.
All right, we have after the 400, we'll have 328. That's enough. All of that would be 2 potency runes.
I mean, I think we probably need those. If you wanna, I think that probably isn't a bad idea. I also have some other weapons in my inventory here. You can probably tell. I have a silver striking short sword as well in here.
Yeah, anything that you don't need or don't want, go ahead and throw it in the stash.
Is that-
You can sell it.
Just because I kind of just use my katana.
I gave it to you because it was doing extra damage to all the undead we were fighting.
And
Ah.
Darby silver, remember?
Ah, I see.
And it's a good way
Okay.
to test because if they're vulnerable to the silver, then we know, hey,
Hmm.
something's not right here.
Okay, right. I'll hang on to that then. What else do I have? I could say.
Maybe we can take the silver off of that and put it on your katana.
Could you do that?
Hmm.
I have no idea how that works.
I do know a blacksmith.
Yeah, we do know a blacksmith.
Okay. All right. Maybe I'll keep this and I'll see if I can make a silver katana. This one. I'll go see her later.
Okay. Asahina takes all this and begins to unload the carts and the tools and supplies to the town guard. He would, let me mark up your security points to 10 and your food points to 12. You're at half of the food points you need or can get to, but now that you're at 12 for food points, that is officially enough to be exactly what is required by winter. Anything over 12 now is surplus for food,
Mm-hmm.
in case things go wrong and whatnot.
Never gonna happen.
F.
Uh-huh.
I need that surplus.
Also, he then awaits and says, "And do you have anything that I could bring back for you whenever I return?" "I have no mind at all. Armor, weapons, magical items of every purview, runes themselves."
Well, you guys want to request the armor runes?
I think so. We're gonna need them. So
How much money do we have left over?
We have after the 400. After removing the 400, we'll have 328.
How much do the armor runes cost?
160
160
Each or together?
each.
I have no further questions.
Idomera on Zian's character sheet
Yeah.
under the biography, there's campaign notes. There's a shopping list I've had there. He will give that small list to Asahina
Okay.
and ask him if he could bring any of those back. Doesn't have to be magical, just whatever he thinks would be appropriate.
He will kind of like begin making his way through them and say, well, I'll take a look through this. The clothes, the rope, and the bow, like a simple bow. I have all these in my cart already if you would like to peruse. The rest of it, you'll need to give me some time.
Certainly.
All right. Now then, anything else from Asahina on the shopping side of it? Or are you going to ask him to come back later? Or come to your place later?
I think that's it. I guess the armor rune's the only thing that we want to request.
All right.
I would like a better
Well, is he
shield
gonna-
at some point, but I don't know how much that would be. And
30 shield.
is that the appropriate level? Yes.
I think you actually just get runes for your shield if you get a shield if you want.
Well, mine only has 20 HP. It's real down bad.
I think it's called reinforcing. Hold on.
Sturdy shield miners are 100 gold.
All right.
there's
We'll worry
reins-
about that next time.
Yeah, there should be reinforcing runes now that you can put on them.
Yeah,
There
level
is
4 reinforcing is 75 gold and increases the hardness by 3 and it gains 44 additional hit.
the sturdy shield that is a magical item, that is level 7, which you have access to now, to request, is 360 gold. Its hardness 10, 80 HP, and 40 BT.
We don't gotta worry about the shield for now, guys. It's
Okay.
fine.
All right. Asahina will bow towards you all. Thank you for coming by, heroes of Willowshore. Now then, Mistbreakers, I will come by your shop before I leave. Do have a tea ready for me. One that can agree with
have
a
it?
wandering stomach.
I know just the type.
What was that thing?
No, Fang was just commenting, saying he knows just the tea for the wandering type.
Excellent. I'll continue my business as I am. Thank you so much for your patronage. And he will turn towards the rest of the crowd of people of Willowshore and begin selling. With new gold in your hand, you guys want to head back to the Storming Beetle?
Yeah.
All right.
And we'll inform everybody what's going on.
Katai, Ross, do you have anything you say to each other over the course of the 10 minutes before people flood in?
I clean the counter. Like passive aggressively.
Ross is trying not to pay her too much mind. He's thinking about the house.
Sounds good. All right. Before long, your allies can return. The storm beetle is back and thriving. All right. As you guys return, I assume you inform them of everything that's happening. Is there anything you guys would like to do, or do you want to skip through the day and we assume that you're doing whatever downtime you're going to do over the week before you have the conversation with Asahina?
So, guys, what are we going to do about this cat?
Kill it.
What's wrong with the
Wait,
cat?
what?
The cat, she's fine. She's not hurting anyone.
Cat will eventually harm someone.
Will it?
No, I don't think so.
It's
Actually,
what it does.
I think she's just hanging out, aren't you? You're a good cat, right, Yummy?
Meow.
Yes.
She says meow. I want to be clear.
Meow.
See, she's just perfect. Plus, it's nice to have someone, watch over the tea house when we're not here.
She hops off the counter, comes back up, and you can see she has brought you Ross's underwear.
Good cat. Go hide it.
She will hop off the counter and make her way upstairs.
Did she take the underwear with her?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
All right.
I don't
Oh,
trust this
excellent.
cat.
Excellent. I think she's incredibly trustworthy.
This is such a strange spot to put the freaking oven.
Have you not been to like a small town like business where it's like weird, like things are out of place a little bit? This makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Does
that's weird?
it? I know. I
This
mean, there's
is
like
right back there.
that's on the upper level though, Jobin. I think is there? Oh no, that's not the stairs going up there.
No,
that's like
yeah.
a few
No,
steps.
it's just two
okay,
steps.
Okay.
It's just 2 steps up to this little raised platform. The storage room is back there.
Well,
We
there's
load
not
stuff
like a
back.
door separating us from the people.
Right.
Like
We don't need to. They'll let see us cooking.
what? Nobody wants to watch their food be prepared.
What?
I think actually it's a whole
Jobin-
industry.
Jobin looks at you, shocked.
Look.
You're definitely.
There's
wonder you,
clearly. Go ahead. Jim.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say there's some kind of like curtains right here.
Mm.
Like people don't just see the.
Jobin, making of food is it's like magic.
And yes, you show it off.
No, you do not show it off.
How many times have you seen people when they cook their food, people out in their stalls, out in the market, when they have their food out, it's being cooked right in front of you.
Oh,
Part of it.
Jobin, that's not real cooking, though.
I mean, what do you know about real cooking?
That it's delivered hot.
It is.
Part of cooking is the process itself, and that's something you want to share.
Just put another
You-
kettle on.
I have no words for this. Now that you've put up this weird green curtain, this sickly looking curtain to block people from watching you prepare food, which is a
Oh,
customary thing.
it's fine. It's probably got like
Uh-huh.
pink petals on it.
People like
Green and pink.
It's got watermelons on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a watermelon. Just turn it up. We're just seeing the outline of a watermelon right
This is a monstrosity. There's no,
Is that better?
there's no,
Yes, beautiful.
there's no theming here. It's a storming beetle.
Look, this is what
Nature.
happens.
Watermelons.
Green,
Watermelon
nature.
The watermelon is our hidden the hidden menu symbol.
That's the Leshy's secret ingredient.
Adamara,
Yeah, what's up?
Asians love watermelons. This is not
They do.
stereotypical. They fucking love them. They take them to the beach and they smash them with bats, and then they all eat and they have a great time. They love watermelons.
Yep,
I've
best
seen it
dessert.
happen. So we walk the beaches in Tokyo. You see like different groups of people smashing their own watermelons. Just what they do.
Thank you.
I've gone and done that.
Thank
Yeah.
you. It's wonderful. Speaking of smashing watermelons, are you guys wanting to just like I can write off this day and not apply it to the downtime of the week? Like basically just because you guys are gonna have a conversation with Asahina that might change things.
I guess since we went and talked to him in the morning and we're not going to talk to him until night, I guess it's okay to start the downtime, and then that would just take place at the end of the day of downtime, this first day of downtime. Or would we need to give up downtime to have the conversation with us?
So I'm gonna assume that you've done downtime, and I'll give you this day of downtime. But your conversation with Asahina might change things. That is all that I mean.
So before we decide what we want to do for downtime, we should have the conversation.
I mean, I'm okay with locking in a week if it means just 1 week. Then we can make our
Oh, I
decision.
mean, I don't see the harm of just hearing the man out. And...
Yeah, we can talk to
Okay,
him
all right.
first.
All right. Do it.
No, yeah. And then we can get into some downtime. Once we're in it, we're locked in. But I'll assume that your character is doing things over the day, whether just earning income here, and working at the tea house. Totally fine. The day goes on. Business is normal, if not a little bit more dry than usual. People have left conversations with you, but this doesn't stop your business at all. People love coming here, and it is a treasure of this beloved local institution. And before long, the usual suspects show up between Granny He, Kim, the Sami family, the Kum family, and everyone else does show. Before the end of the day, as you're given drinks, tips, and your gold, people would leave. And that leaves you all to count your coins, clean dishes, and just as the last person leaves the door for you to close it down, and Higher Ha goes to kind of like step away, there is the presence of Asahina that is made known by a "Hey ho! Hello! Anyone? This is the place." As he
Yes,
walks
well-
towards the door.
Please come on in. Make yourself at home.
Asahina will walk towards the place. Is Beetle in there at the moment, or?
Yeah. I actually just made a giant watermelon on the map. Well, slice.
Okay.
Yeah, Beetle's here. He does not shy being
Okay.
inside the storming beetle.
Is he clean?
Is he clean?
Yeah, I gave him a
As-
mud bath this morning.
It's
As
good.
clean as Fang,
Yeah, during these days, I prep presentation. Just walk around. Walk around.
It would seem in the off time as you're kind of cleaning, you can tell that Yix no longer has the mask on, and Shinzo walks in looking about, and he looks up in somewhat of a solidifying inspection, more of an inspection than you'd get from normal people. As he looks up, down, looks at the floors, he looks particularly at the back of your place as he stares over there and kind of cocks the head. It's certainly in a far better sort than whenever I originally came and visited.
Oh, you visited the tea house before?
Well, from the outside, I could see through. It was merely weeks, before everything happened.
Can I make a history check or Willowshore lore check to remember if this dude ever came before the festival?
Before the festival?
Yeah.
No, he's saying everything that happened,
Oh,
as in
before
the
that.
invasion.
Oh, after everything happened.
He's saying
okay.
that he showed up a couple weeks after
Alright,
the invasion.
I'm trying to catch him.
You gonna gotcha him. I understand.
Oh,
Go on in, have a
yeah.
seat. We'll get your food ready. And we'll have a chat.
He
Exchange.
smiles. I appreciate the hospitality, but I cannot stay long. Though I would love to.
Should we just
Okay.
Hey, you're kind of every time we do something, we do the opposite of what we say and we get screwed over. Should we just tell him like straight up? Like, what do you think we should do?
Yeah, I mean, we know this guy is traversing the mist. He's on the up and up. He dodged us before, and we tried to confront him about it. Clearly, he knows.
Okay, so just come out and say it.
I think so. I'll lead.
Okay, I'll support you. You got this.
So, after finishing whispering, Bing waits for Jobin to hand him his tea.
Puts it down right next between him and his familiar.
Mm-hmm. You see, Yix jumps to drink it first. Asinir just sighs.
Oh, I got more.
Bing's gonna wait for him to be taking his first sip.
Okay.
And
He doesn't go for a sip for in a reasonable amount of time as he begins talking and chattering.
All right, so we have a couple questions for you. You seem to know a lot about what's going on here. I was wondering if you could sort of explain what's going on here with this mist, this what has happened. Okay, this is what we know, and then we'll look at everybody looking for a nod.
I'm just gonna say it. Are you some kind of like merchant of the gods or something?
That's you're very creative. I
Am
wouldn't. I
Well, let me tell you how I got to this.
There's a circle
Reasoning.
involved.
Oh, your circle theory. Yes. I've heard about it. Circles have been found around Willowshore.
Yeah.
Get him thing.
So you traverse the mists. We all know this to be true, but you seem like you're here to help. And for that, I thank you. But there's no way you're a normal traveling merchant doing all this stuff. And we found out recently, Fang draws a circle.
there it goes.
There it is.
Wait,
There it is.
that's a,
I see it.
1 sec, that's the wrong.
That's actually quite perfect.
Fang draws a
You
circle.
should take up calligraphy.
We found out recently that we're all dead actually, kind of.
What?
Well, we died a lot. We're going around this loop. It's been happening for we don't even know how long. But you seem to keep coming. So I think that you're like, so like if we draw the heavens, right? He draws another circle. The heavens, right? I think you are penetrating the mist somehow. As some kind of agent of the gods sent to help us break this cycle.
I can say that I am sent by no gods. And I can say that I have not traveled outside this realm. Say, I did visit the elemental plane of fire once as a merchant. They've got wonderful the Ifrit there. It was a highlight of my merchant career. That is all to say, you mean to tell me that you are aware that you are within some sort of cyclical lifetime?
Mindscape, yes.
Mindscape. Very well.
Yes, we're aware.
Well,
And
congratulations.
you somehow keep entering it.
Congratulations. What does that mean?
Well, congratulations on learning more about your predicament before you knew nothing.
Did you know?
You didn't want to offer this information?
I did. He kind of like looks around. Offer the information?
Yes. Help people who are stuck in one?
Someone
falls, you reach down to give
Whoa.
them a hand?
He puts up his hands and says, "Wow, this getting very aggressive. I understand.
Sorry, we've
The
been through a lot.
unknown.
Sorry.
You have, and the unknown is scary, and clearly, I am unknown. If, before we start shouting, I can alleviate you, what I can say is, I admit, I'm not sure where I go, where I come from, between these visits. Only that I hope my time here will prove helpful to you.
You don't know where you go?
Or where you came from?
Would you come back with goods for sale?
Seems to be the case. Easiest explanation I have for you.
Alright, I'm sense motive.
Go for it.
So, like,
Same here.
are you saying you're not real?
I'll re-roll it if it's bad.
No need, no need. Through his words, Fang, you've been able to pick up on a lot of things. He's clearly evasive, mysterious, but at the very least, has a smile on his face. You can tell that he is, if anything, if I could describe, his motives right now is being proud of you. He's admiring of you. And, of particular note, he wants to celebrate with you. But he is being elusive. And you can tell that it is perhaps not something that he can control. And it is frustrating him as much as it's frustrating you.
Okay, that's a key distinction. Okay, if you weren't sent by the gods, is there a chance that you are some kind of god?
As for you, Jobin, you cannot get a beat on him. He looks over, however, you can tell, sometimes curiously towards his familiar. He would, at your question, Fang, turn around towards you and say, "Oh, I don't have delusions of grandeur. I am no god. I am also very real. Of that I'm sure. I am real. But you do have more pressing matters than me. Winter's on its rise. And while I cannot help you more than I already have, I do have suggestion. I can sense a tension within Willowshore. People are divided. As I've told you before, they were divided and you helped with it. But the fear of the unknown, as we've seen it here in this room, as I feel it in my heart, it is not something that can be alleviated with your words. Willowshore's spirit, it's, in my experience, spiritual well-being is just as important as what you physically told these people. Even if the town manages to fully prepare your food and shelter for the winter, that doesn't mean that its citizens here will thrive. So, you can lift the townsfolk's spirits. But it's just as important for you to lift the spirits of the town's actual spirits.
How much do you actually know about our predicament?
As much as you've at least told me.
Okay, that doesn't really. Okay.
That wasn't answering the
Totally.
question at all.
no, it wasn't. What Okay. So, you mentioned like lifting the town spirit is just as important. We're not like.
Lifting the town's actual spirits.
Spirits into town.
You mean the kami?
Yes, the
Oh,
kami.
I thought you meant
God,
a
man.
metaphysical.
You need to be more clear with your words.
I
You
am.
know, she gets angry. She has a sword.
I
do have
am.
a sword.
I am trying. Look, you have already met with the Great Willow, have you not? I've heard tell of your great meeting.
How are you hearing these things?
The people talk. Your great deeds inspire them. Many of them want to buy items to be just like you. Do you have any more idea how many times someone has asked me for one of Jobin's familiars? A tattoo like his? Alive? How many have asked me for the armor and mask of Katai? A giant beetle, a stag beetle, not indigenous to the region, last of their kind. He kind of sighs. I hear many things of Willowshore, from Willowshore. Perhaps it is time for you to hear from Willowshore's oldest residents.
Okay, I agree with you, but you're definitely deflecting. So I want to just circle back around real quick. You get in
Shikigami.
circles. Okay.
I can hold him down.
There are many more Shikigami that dwell within Willowshore throughout, quietly hiding within and protecting your statues, your works of art, your gardens, your road signs. You can't see them, but they're there. If you were to create a special feast, prepare invitations for the Kami, a tea festival, and throw those to the wind, pin them around town, the spirits will see them. And surely their delight when they attend this very tea house will do wonders for the spiritual health of Willowshore.
Okay, again, I need to ask, because you keep bringing up spiritual health, which I know, you gotta be honest with me, Shinzo, Asina. Are we like, we're not dead, are we? We're just stuck in a mindscape time loop, right?
Kind of raises an eyebrow and stares at you. And he really stares at you and he says, "You are, as you've told me, within a mindscape. Someone has done this to you.
Oh, we know who.
Then you know what has happened to you."
But once we break out of the mindscape, we'll be fine, right?
I imagine you'll be in the exact same condition as you when you were put in.
How many years have gone by since we were put in?
How long have you been coming?
As long as I can remember.
Okay, wait, answer the first question
Okay,
now.
how old are you?
I don't know.
You don't track your own. Ty, that's it. We're killing him.
I'm getting him.
Don't worry about Ross. He's going through a lot.
He's on,
No,
a
it
little
is-
on it right now.
As
Notice
for you,
He kind of looks dead, like he's on his last legs.
those of you that are more focused on helping Willowshore than interrogating me, I suggest you invite Great Willow and Kohoshi. Spend time during this week. Make offerings. Take days to do it if you need to at their shrines. Give prayers to the towns of the Kami. Let them know of the feast. Beyond that, I recommend you decorate. Kami enjoy a show.
Again, I'm totally picking up what you're putting down, but what's with your weird bird? I need to know that too. Because your weird bird had a weird mask on it, and I feel like I'm religious, and I feel like,
Yix?
yeah.
Oh,
Isn't
maybe the birds.
Yix
you
is
think
my
is the
companion.
bird a god?
What? I sell masks because, Willowshore is my greatest buyer of masks thanks to the Festival of Faces. So, I prepare masks that look like spirits. And Yix and people's pets are a trend that has caught on Willowshore in the last few years. He kind of like looks down towards the circle. Last few years, I say royally.
And you didn't answer Fing's question about how long we've been in here for.
I do not know. I cannot say.
Do you have a minimum?
You
Don't say like 6 months.
It's been 6 months. As far as your memory can recall.
Is there ways to remember our past? The other lives we've lived in here?
He finally takes a sip. Kind of throws it back. He does it all in one drink and he says...
You got him on the run, Katai.
and he'll say, as he puts it down, well, you should know where that road leads already.
I'll do that. What happened to the last people who knew their past life?
I'm not talking about past lives, but like past lives isn't...
What's the difference?
I don't know. Maybe we could find out more information. Maybe we found out something at the monastery we did last time that we didn't this time.
I bet that's what she thought too. With all of living through all of her, remembering all of her past lives. So don't go down that road, Katai.
But I'm just not. I'm not mean. I'm not evil though.
Well, what if you learn something that does turn you that? Because you remember all the past times things you've done, what people have done back then that they didn't do in this timeline. It could lead to something. Reason why St. Pachi has this teaching about not remembering your life.
But what if it can help us get out of here?
He puts down his cup and he says, if there's one thing I will say about that, it's clearly whatever came before didn't work. Value the life you have now. But that's it for me. And he will put on his hat again, and Yix will fly back up onto his shoulder and say, well, thank you for the team and the conversation.
You're not
Thank you
secretly
for-
Kukopde or anything, right? I should ask. You're not like
Oh my goodness, Katai. He's
secret
helping us.
Kukopde. Okay, I just want to check is all.
I am not Kugapti.
Great. I believe you.
Thank you for
Inside.
answering our questions and helping us as you do.
You know,
Here, take this on the road. Joe will hand him some bun.
he'll take it
Order is red.
and he'll say, oh, thank you. And I will be back in 1 week. I want to know how it goes.
We'll see you then.
Kitai, they're acting normally, as far as you can tell.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if I trust
You can tell that he's being dodgy. That is one thing I will
Yeah.
say. But he seems elusive,
So-
evasive. but not malicious.
He's still hiding something from us. Why wouldn't he tell us things?
Maybe it's the same reason why we didn't tell Willowshore.
See, Don knows what I'm alluding to. All right.
Take care, Mistbreakers. You're their only hope.
I'm starting to think. There's either two things here. He knows it and can't tell us because he thinks if he tells us, it may ruin our chances, or change something, or because this is a mindscape. You're here. You only know what's known.
Yeah, I'm going
As
with the
we learn
first one.
stuff, so does he. But I'm more leaning towards the first.
Well, either way, I guess if he can't tell us and he can't tell us, we'll just have to do things on our own, right?
Yeah. Well, so tea party for the commie. I think there was a story about that the Spring Tea House did that at some point, right?
Probably. I mean, we could throw a really great party, right?
Dang, we need you to invite the Grey Willow and his friend.
Yeah, I'll invite him.
Okay. Zian, you seem quiet.
Just listening. Because I couldn't think. Oh, Shinzo. I'll talk about it after.
All right. So, as you all sit here, you guys can begin your downtime as you look around this somewhat shabby tea house after its restoration. And for this week, and this week alone, if you want to go for it, each of you can do the prepare for the feast activity 3 times. But if you choose to help prepare for the kami feast, you will not be able to do downtime activities as normal. What you'll choose between, you can mix and match as much as you want. You can lean into one as much as you want. You can do one of each. You can decorate. You can do food and tea preparation. Or you can handle the invitations. I will track the points in a way as you kind of go up them. But you need 4 points in each of the 3 to pull off that aspect of the celebration successfully. So you need 4 points in decorating, 4 points in the food and tea preparation, and 4 points in invitations. How's it sound?
Okay.
All right. The more points you earn, the greater success this festival will be. This party. All right. Bring us to the landing page, because it doesn't seem you guys have anything else you want to talk about here. All right.
Hey, but Ross, real quick. If he ends up being, I take him to the side, I whisper, if he ends up being totally a bad guy, right? You're gonna help me take him out, right? And they just kind of.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, totally cool. All right.
I mean, there's something. How does he not know his own age?
How old are? I don't know. I think I mean, I don't blame him for that. That's fine. How old are we, like, theoretically now? Like, with all the times we've been, like, reincarnated over and over again. Are we, like, 100?
We'd have to know how many times we've, done. It gets real quiet. The circle.
Circle.
Don't say too loud.
My bet is 150.
Oh my.
Is there a particular reason why you'd like that number?
I
I was kind of hoping for, 5 or 6.
Oh, well, I have the feeling I've died a lot of times.
Okay.
Well, one way to think about it to help you is maybe we don't. Maybe it's not. We died, and the cycle and went around the cycle. Maybe the cycle rewound us back to the start.
So
you
we're really
haven't
not
died yet?
dying. We're just yeah. I like the way you think, Jobin.
All right.
So when everything resets and we fix everything, everyone who died will come back to life. Easy peasy.
Mhm.
Oh, Kadai, did you see the guy?
Huh?
At the
Oh yeah,
at the gathering? There's something real wrong with his hat.
There was something going on with that guy's hat.
We might have some, investigation needed.
Okay, sure. Point me at
Is that a
him.
watermelon?
It is.
Looks like a watermelon.
Just remember.
Look at him go. He's so happy.
That is the local fruit seller.
The fruit seller.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll investigate him. I'll put it on my list.
That's not right.
All right. Sounds good. He's on the list. Perfect. With all that said and done, we can move into some downtime because you got some downtime to get through for the rest of fall. We're in a really weird spot because you guys kind of lost 3 days to your near and dear trip. We'll call it vacation up to the monastery. So, Jobin is right. I'm just going to let you have 3 days of downtime. And the plan for the festival, you would assume, from when Shinzo was speaking of it, is the full moon on the 26th. How's that
Okay.
sound?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So for 3 days, we'll go through downtime. Now, if you guys want to just say you lose the 3 days of downtime relaxing after the monastery, I'm fine with that. But if you
No,
guys
gotta
want to work,
work.
you gotta work. All right.
Or
Get on that grind. Tell me what you guys would like to do for your downtime.
Did Dad have a will?
oh my god, dude died like 3 days ago. He's
Wait.
in my DMs like, should we sell the house? And I'm like, Darby, he died 3 days ago. Relax.
No. He actually had nothing in his house relating to a will or what to do whenever he died. In fact, his room's untouched, mostly. And he doesn't have many personal effects at all. And the river just flows after taking him in.
Did you sell everything while I wasn't living there?
Yeah. We sold all your stuff.
Well, yeah, my stuff it makes sense, but his stuff, like. Okay, all right.
Do you want us to help you search the river? Maybe with some help from Fang's magic? No?
The river is super dangerous.
Yeah, this sounds a little
Um,
dangerous.
Yeah, there's something under the water that's definitely evil. So like,
Yeah.
I don't think we should.
Shouldn't we
Keep an
take
eye
care
on
of
it, maybe.
Shouldn't we take care of it?
I mean, I guess we should, but do you have an easy way to get underwater?
I think Fang
I could do
does.
that.
Maybe after the Kami Festival.
This sounds like a side quest, a really dangerous side quest. So maybe after the Coffee Fest we
We
can
got
do it.
we got 3 days. So
I guess we do have 3 days, huh?
I don't think Ross is ready to face the river yet.
I'm ready. Let's go. Yeah, Jobin's right.
just, the sooner we go, the sooner we might be able to find your father.
Yeah, maybe he's down there.
You want closure. Well, it's the only way to do it.
Let's pull down into that lake. Down there where that
We-
shrine of destruction is.
If he's gone, we've lost him. We'll go down there, find his body, and you'll have something to bear or burn.
Burn.
Allow you guys to lose some days. Multiple days if you're willing to lose it to this. What are you thinking?
it's either that or I mean, this is up to you guys. If you feel like you don't want to do it, I mean, Jobin's saying you really don't want to. Ross doesn't want to deal with it yet. Ty doesn't want to deal with it yet. We can do the we can just
Well,
Mhm.
Ty's ready. Ty's ready to go. She's ready. Let's go. Let's go swimming.
Okay. Okay.
But Ross has to also agree to it because
It's go ahead.
Well, let's review what capabilities we have with a druid who can cast the 4-circle mid. Because I know I said we'd be fine, but I don't know what these spells do. So let's see.
I could also prepare things too, for that.
Yeah, we would need water breathing
mean-
for sure. I honestly don't even know if there's a spell to give you swim speed. But I
let's look.
guess we'd make do if as long as we just had water breathing.
Well, could I look through your stuff and see what you can do?
I'm looking.
And I'll look through here and see what I can do.
I have doubts about going in the river.
Well,
Okay.
let's figure out
elaborate.
what we can do before we do.
Not to be like Jobin here, but I'm going to pull a Jobin. Everything that we've dealt with in regards to water has been bad.
It's usually bad when
There is
we're
a spell.
prepared for it.
An old spell though. Wait, no, it's a new spell. They renamed it.
What's it called?
Feet to Fins. Of course.
The 3rd level?
Yeah. Arcane Primal.
Feet to
Uh,
Fins.
I won't have it.
One willing creature. I could teach Jobin it.
Yeah.
There's 6 of us.
10 minutes. Oh boy.
How long does my swim speed last for?
The issue is it gives you a swim speed, but it doesn't give you water breathing.
Yeah,
What?
you'd
Oh,
have
we
to
would
use multiple spells.
I could prepare
is-
water breathing. But it sounds like this is going to be an endeavor.
There's also potions of swimming.
Okay, one cast of water breathing affects everybody.
Okay.
Alright, so here's how this happens. I teach Jobin Feet to Fins. Common spell. Me and Jobin burn all of our 3rd level spell slots. I cast 1 second level water breathing. We got 10 minutes to do whatever we gotta do.
Right. So was the goal? I'm pretty sure his body got pulled down to that shrine. And there's probably some bad stuff down there. It is a shrine of destruction.
Is the dam open right now?
Yes.
Yeah. That water was also vicious when it came to, sweeping us away. So we don't have to worry about getting swept down the river.
Unless we
Not if
close
you have
the
a swim
dam.
speed. If you have a
Yeah, we
swim
closed the-
speed,
Well, yeah, if you have a swim speed, you'll be okay. But we also can try and close the dam as well.
We can ask Asahina to bring us, potions and scrolls.
We don't want to ask for his help anymore.
what do you mean?
What do you mean?
He's so anti-Asahina now.
Guy's
I mean-
actively lying.
He doesn't. He's telling us everything he can.
Exactly what we did to Willowshore.
I think he's lying about that, but I think he's still being helpful.
I sense
like-
motive him, and the sense motive literally told me, and I said I'd re-roll it if it was bad, and I did not need to.
My
He
sense
literally
motive told
told
me he
me-
was being dodgy.
Yeah, you're bad at sense motive.
I am incredible at sense motive. I'm a cleric.
Yeah, you're probably as good as I am.
Yeah.
What's your bonus?
I don't know. I'm probably not as high as yours.
Based off
Yeah.
your perception.
All I'm saying is we have no reason not to trust him because all he's done is help.
I mean, I agree. I agree that he's done everything to help us. He's not like hindered us yet, but I also think we should just be wary of him. You know, be on your guard. Still.
Yeah, I mean, we could be on our guard while still accepting.
Yeah. I'm not saying we exile him and never use his help again. Just be careful.
That's what Jobin
If-
is saying.
That's what
Alright,
that's what
alright.
Ross
No,
is
that's
saying.
helpful.
Which-
Or Ross,
Ross
Ross,
is
I'm
saying,
sorry.
Yeah.
What Ross is saying.
Yes, I don't like him very much. But all right, back to if we close the dam, we're gonna kind of draw attention, and it's not an easy way to kind of jump in the lake without someone noticing.
All right, here's what we really need to find out. How does underwater combat work in Pathfinder?
If it's not
Oh.
piercing, it's bad.
Yep.
And if it's fire, it doesn't work.
What if it's a spell?
So
If it's fire, it doesn't work. But
Yeah.
other things do.
if you have
long as
water
it's
breathing, I
breathing.
think you're fine. Spells. So
think you have a
if
swim
can't
speed-
breathe-
Yeah, I think if you have a swim speed, I think sorry, you don't take some penalties on attacking while you're swimming. Underwater.
If you get a swim speed, you might not drift either. And like,
Yeah. He'll drift.
but I think you maybe still auto sync. There's auto syncing, and then there's drifting also.
All right. Here are the rules for battling in underwater. You are off guard unless you have a swim speed. You have resistance 5 to acid and fire. You have a -2 circumstance penalty for melee slashing and bludgeoning. Pass through water. Range attacks that deal bludgeoning or slashing automatically miss if the attacker or target is underwater, and piercing range attacks made by an underwater creature or against an underwater creature at their range increment. You can't cast fire spells or use actions with fire trait underwater, as normal for how traits work. Be part of the effect that's unrelated to fire still works. For example, an attack with a flaming battle axe could still deal the physical damage, but not the fire. At the GM's discretion, some ground-based actions might not work underwater or while floating.
Most of the negatives are counterbalanced with breathing and swim speed. And then you just want to pierce the weapon if you're melee.
All right, so I think we can do what we gotta do. I mean, I think we have the tools.
I can interject here if you guys would like, because you have the tools to go down there. Waiting until the dam is closed for night is simple enough. Taking the time is simple enough. Overcoming your fears, while it is difficult, is enough. But the grasping current that you've dealt with, those swaths of arms that reached up on that very first day you woke up in that forest, the presence of the String Mother, and even your father, and even that strange thing, and the stories, and the Widow of Suffering. You spend a day fighting against this river, breathing underwater and seeking to save you time and to give you heartache. There's nothing but ruined wooden homes down there and broken statues. There is no signs even of the combat, nor the body of your father or mother.
I guess you don't.
I will make you lose 2 days for that. Because I think you would look at night, and you look again during the daylight, wouldn't you?
I mean, light works underwater, yeah. So yeah, probably would.
What do you think, Fang? I want to know what you think.
I don't know.
Fang, you recall the stories of what they said about the night of broken blades. There's no signs of them pinning down anything down there. Things settled naturally. Though you can tell these waters run cursed with the Widow of Suffering's anger. You tread in her grounds.
Okay, well,
I wish I had more to give you.
well, just move forward with the getting this thing set up. You want to have a send off for your father? Maybe a kami who deals with the water might show up at the party.
Yeah, and we can ask them, and then they can tell us where he is.
That'll work.
Maybe. Okay. Right.
Okay.
We'll start doing prep work.
Sounds
The,
good.
19th.
The 19th comes. You've worked, you've tried, and you delved into the darkness of that water and felt its cold grasp and hatred. But here we are, at the beginning of the week of Lamachan. The people continue about their days, their weeks. But what do you all do? Let's see what we can burst through. The first choice you should make is if you wish to prepare for this festival.
Well, we should, since it's in a week, and otherwise they might be upset.
If you
We
are
should probably
preparing
do-
for the festival, you cannot do other downtime activities. Apologies. Go ahead, G.
Guys, the only way we're going to get hope points back is if we do community events like this, so we kind of have to do it.
We get
Yeah.
tea, invites, and decorations. Any idea what the
Yeah,
skills are?
Yeah.
What is it? Kind of narrative.
So, the skills are for decorating, art lore, performance. In that order of difficulty, I apologize to sneeze. I've been needing to sneeze for a while. So, it's DC 17 for art lore, DC 19 for performance. For the banquet itself, the tea and the drinks, it is food or drink lore for DC 17 and DC 19 for crafting. And that will give you banquet points. And lastly, the invitations, which is DC 17 religion to invite the kami, or DC 19 for diplomacy. And that'll give you entertainment points.
Guess
I'll
I
be
definitely
on
could do,
invitations duty.
I could do the banquet crafting. Can't fail. Oh, I guess I could fail if I rolled a 1.
You-
May not
you
say
said-
that.
Okay, it's not gonna be my fault this
You-
time.
you
Dom said it
said-
first.
Okay.
I mean, if I roll a 2, I succeed. So
Well, I'm curious then, as we kind of get into these preparations. Remember, you need 4 points to consider that category success, and you can only try 3 times each. So if you have just Fang on invitations, and Fang succeeds 3 times, the invitation section still is considered a failure.
The we have anybody for the decorations? Is anyone good at performance?
Yeah.
Xana's.
And so performance, yes, Ian, is our best.
Crafting's you.
Crafting's me, yeah. So it was performance, crafting. What was the invitation?
Religion is the lower check. Then diplomacy.
All right. Here's me and Katai on invitations. Jobin, crafting alone. We're counting on you to get that crit success.
All right.
And then Ross, Cian, decorations. I think that's our best bet. If your characters think you want to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I could try. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe seeing you do 2 of them and I do 1 of them. If you're half trained. If you're not trained at all, then
Well, each
matter.
person
No,
gets
you
3.
each gets 3.
oh, we each. I thought
You
there's
get
3 total.
You get 3 checks over the week that you can mix and match what you go for. You want to toss your 3 into invitations? You can. If you want to do 1, 2, 3, you can.
You're gonna do whatever activity with me. You should just follow me, because I'm a master in it.
Okay.
So,
I can-
so follow an expert. It adds your level plus a circumstance bonus equal to, depending on what. So if you're master, +3. So it's gonna be his level +3.
Yeah, there's like a condition you can throw on somebody that does it for you.
All right, I'm gonna throw out my crafting then.
Okay, so if we're doing crafting, we're gonna go down the line of people. Basically the first check that you guys do is going to be 2 days in. So it's gonna 2, 2, and then 2, and then that'll be the day before. Like you'll be done your preparation the day before the tea kami festival. So with the 2 out of the way, you spend 2 days. I need a election from who is doing what on that second day. So we got Jobin doing crafting. Zian, you're gonna do performance. So you're gonna do invitations, or no, the banquet.
If that's what's needed, sure.
I think
Yeah,
decorations.
performance is the decorations, right?
Yes. No. Yes. Yes, it is. I apologize. Yes. Decoration is performance or art lore. The drinks are crafting, which is what you're on, Jobin. And the invitations are on diplomacy or religion. Fang, what are you doing?
I'm doing the invitation.
Katai.
I'm
What
gonna
are you
do the
doing?
religion one.
Okay. Ross, what are you doing?
Decorations.
Excellent. All right. So as you guys begin to decorate this place in a way that the kami will appreciate, or gathering or staging ingredients and resources for the feast, spending time in the town offering prayers and gifts to the local kami to let them know that they're all being invited to the feast, I want to ask each of you to describe how your character decorates, prepares, or makes these invitations for such unique guests. Because spirits don't like the same things that people do. We're going to start with Fang. Because Fang, you're on the very left.
Wait. All right, yeah. So Fang is going to use all of the knowledge and experience he's gotten treating with the Great Willow, how kami like to be approached and spoken to, and how the specific way to show them respect, and that is how he's going to gesture forth his invitation.
And who are you inviting in this first batch? Who are you
Oh
creating
man,
invites
all
for?
the kami. I don't know. Do I have an invitation list? list
Yeah,
of
there some
20
commies
guests?
that are around Willowshore. I'm curious if there's specific areas you want to pick for first, because it will change things.
Oh,
Is there a particular kami that you're inviting first
Yeah, we'll start with the Great Willow. That way
Okay.
you tell all the other kami that the Great
All
Willow.
right. You want to your first invitations to the Great Willow.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that. And with that, I assume some of the forest kami that directly surround the
Yeah.
farmlands.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Excellent. Give me your religion or diplomacy check.
Wait, why does the verdant stance have give me a circumstance on diplomacy? One sec, let me look at this.
Why do you have that? I think it's Shizuru or
No. It's telling me the verdant staff will give me a circumstance bonus, but I thought that was just. It's gotta be wrong. I just won't check it. All right, here we go.
to identify plants and fungi.
Yep. 2-6.
26, and that's on diplomacy. So that's a success, a normal success.
You know what?
Hmm?
I'm gonna spend my ID dice and try and make it a crit.
Yeah, you need a 4. Sorry, 3. Jesus, I'm lying to you.
I got a 1.
Unfortunate. Now, you do earn one entertainment point because these are the ones that will be accepting it. You don't get a yes or no, to be clear. You just get the invitation out.
I
to
never
comments.
expected one. I never expected a yes or no.
However, you do get one yes. The Great Willow. Because the Great Willow is successfully invited in this check, word spreads, just as you suspected, Fang. Every check to prepare for the rest of this festival, no matter what it's in, so in your decoration, in your banquet stuff, and even the rest of your invitations, everyone gets a +1 circumstance bonus because the Great Willow is now accepted. All right. Zien, tell me, how do you decorate for such creatures?
He phones a friend. He would ask someone that's very good at crafting about what to do for nature spirits. And he would go pay a visit to probably young Mongoon and ask her if she has any idea and if she would help.
She seems flabbergasted, surprised, but excited about the idea of having a kami feast, and puts her best foot forward, despite her inclinations towards cutting down peachwood trees. She suggests decorating the place with fulus.
That was my idea.
Well, you were busy.
With fulus of various locations, arts of places that are beyond or close. And she suggests and would come with you and would help make little sculptures made out of wood.
He's relieved and accepts her help.
Okay. She will spend the week with you whenever she is not actively working. If you are okay with that.
For now, yes.
Okay. You can have a +1, an additional +1. So you have a +2 circumstance bonus because you have Mongoon's help. And she is more than willing to help you.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Remy. I like that. Oh, anything else I got here? I don't think so. Here we go.
Oh, damn. A 36 is a critical success, and you will gather 2 decoration points on the second day. The place begins to shape up very nicely. You treat the wood. That is the first thing you guys do, is you treat the wood of the place. You repair what you need to, and take special care for it to be clean and ready to accept new sculptures and fulus. Next is going to be Jobin. Jobin,
Right.
what the hells do you prepare for Kami?
All right, so Joven's gonna go deep into his Willowshore lore and think of, and kind of maybe talk to some of the older people around town
Mm-hmm.
and ask them what they remember about what they know about commies and them eating. Kind of the stories that this Cerulean tea house had back in the past about these tea parties with the commie. But in his mind, what he's thinking is that if it's like a wind commie, maybe it's just the aroma of tea inside of a cup, and if it's a commie that deals with the forest, maybe it's just the leaves. Um, so that's the things that he's thinking about. Like those are the things that he needs to prepare. But he's trying to do some research to help with that. Then he's going to start crafting.
Absolutely. Any particular old people that
Old
you're
Man
going
Matsuki,
for?
sure.
Old Man Matsuki, you got it. Okay, he will talk to you at length and over dinner at the Matsuki estate, which you're served a delicious dinner and some specific teas that he keeps hidden away in the back. You can also have a +2. He is extremely helpful to you guys. For some reason, it's like someone spent like weeks forcing him to be liked.
All right, here's the crafting check.
Go for it.
And you said I have a +2 circumstance.
Your +2 circumstance. Well, it's +1 circumstance +1 status bonus. To be clear.
Okay. I put 2.
It should be fine.
I just sure.
I'm not worried about it. That'll be a critical success, and you will gain 2 points into the banquet. You got 1, 2, 2. Well done. Katime, are you aiding in the preparing for the feast?
I got religion.
Perfect. You want to go do some invites?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me, where you go to? Who are you inviting? Kami you know, Kami you don't.
I walk out into the woods
Not the woods!
and I just yell to anyone. The woods commie or whatever. I don't know where they live, so... And Fang's probably got the old willow covered.
Probably something to hang out by the lanterns, right?
Is there commies that hang out by the lantern?
In lore of kami, / the spirits of Shenmen and all of Tianxia, there are kami everywhere out of sight, protecting art pieces, road signs, gardens, statues, quietly hiding, waiting, being influenced.
Can we go invite that kami that we built the shrine for? Can he leave? I can't remember if he can leave or not. Or is he even a kami? I can't remember.
Are you speaking of Kohoshi, the
Kohoshi.
guardian?
Yes.
Yeah, you can go speak to Kohoshi.
We should probably invite Ugly.
Oh my gosh, we should invite screw Kiyoshi. I'm
That's
gonna go
Kiyoshi.
see Ugly
What
Cute.
the fuck? Get Ugly Q next time. Wait, how are you gonna invite Ugly Q to a tree?
Oh wait, isn't he a statue right now? I don't think he can. He's thinking about life, I think, at the moment. I will go see Kiyoshi, and then if that all else fails, I will go see Ugly Cute.
Okay. So you're gonna do Koshi and the Desna Shrine. So that's around the Desna Shrine. You guys relocated over to the milling houses, so you can definitely do that. You can probably do the inn around there too if you wanted to. It's close by. The paper houses, the lanterns that are
Sure.
there. Sure.
Yeah.
Do you invite any of the kami that are around your house?
Around the Shring household?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess. I don't. Yeah, I do.
Sounds good. Go ahead. Obviously, you don't see any of them react to you. You can't even see kami. You're just inviting things by doing
Inviting
prayer.
the air.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You were just talking to the air, going around doing prayers, inviting them to a tea party. Go ahead and give me a religion check. With and then this one you're doing Kohoshi, so you have a +2.
Oh, awesome.
Thanks
I love
to-
when bonuses.
Because you can say, thanks to Fang, the Great Willow's going to be there.
The Great Will is definitely gonna be there, my guy. Just come on in. Shit. That's okay. That's
24?
Not a bad roll.
That's not a bad roll at all. That's a success. So now you're at 2,
Right.
2, and 2.
Alrighty.
The only one that responds to you is Kohoshi, who only gives you like a little thumbs up that shows up.
I gave him the thumbs up back.
Sounds good. And that'll go over to Ross.
I'm just following Zian's lead. He's the master. I'm just, doing what he tells me to do.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, decorating.
Give me that performance with Follow the Expert. Uh, 21 is a success, not a critical success. So that is going to bring you up to 3 on banquet points after your second day. The preparations are going well. And after the second day, the people of Willowshore seem to be catching on to your idea, or what's happening, that there's going to be a grand event for the kami, and people begin to spend more time outside and tending to the kami, asking them questions, praying to them, and talking to them more than they ever have since this whole debacle. And so, as we move on 2 days later, we will continue our roles. Fang, you invited the Great Willow, and they said that they're coming. What would you like?
Fang's just running through the streets saying, if the Great Will... I'm kidding. Fang's gonna go to the 9-year shrine.
Oh,
And
yes.
he's gonna talk to Bob Ming. And he's gonna tell her what he's doing. And ask if she'll come around with him to help invite Kami to this little thing we're doing.
Absolutely. Bombing seems more than happy to come out with you. In fact, if you will allow it, she asks you of your hands and presences of the Kitsu and the blessings that she's felt ever since the day that you helped save her.
Yeah, I'll tell her of the several times I've seen white foxtails
Mm-hmm.
throughout my travels.
Do you tell her of your mother?
Yeah, I'll tell her.
She seems to grieve with you, but is happy that she has been released back into the forest so that she can live out her beyond life. For that, however, as you walk amongst the hunters' lodges, to the Daikitsu shrine, and eventually she will guide you up actually to the fishing lodges across the Duyu River, because a lot of the foxes really enjoy being around there and messing with the fish. You can go ahead and give me your roll, and you already get a +1 from the Willow, so you can have a +1 status bonus from bombing.
Awesome.
All right, a 29 is a critical success, and that will bring you up to 4. All right. Simply through word of mouth, word of spirit, thanks to the Great Willow's presence, and the other spiritual people that you've spoken of, it's more than abundantly clear to you that the life, the otherworldly life of Willowshore, are very aware of what's happening. And everywhere you go, you can almost feel this a buzz through the tip of your fur. Your fur stands on end as the creatures that you can't see seem to be excited for what's coming at the end of the week. All right. Together you will return with bombing back to the 9-year shrine. That will push it over to Zian.
Can I do a second verse, same as the first kind of thing, or do I need to change up tactics here?
You can do exactly as you wish. Hang out with Mongun.
Sure.
This time doing sculpting, I assume. I believe you're at 3, correct?
Yep.
Perfect. With that, you'll head up to 4. And the decorations, by the time that it comes to the midweek points of Lamashan, the 23rd, the entire house of the Stormy Beetle seems to be ready to intake an entire feast filled with kami. You make
We
individual sculptures.
We tactically changed the green curtain with the watermelons on it so that it looks a little bit more tasteful.
Yeah. Perfect. It's like dragon fruit. It's a little bit more tasteful. Excellent.
Dragon fruit sucks. I don't know if you've ever had it.
All right. And with that, with art pieces that you can gather from donations from downtown in the Mercantile District to be displayed just for this, for the kami, and through the sculptures that you create for each of the seats, it's done. All right. That'll come over to Jobin. Jobin, Banquet is the only one that hasn't been fully done.
All right, let's see if we can get it done. Okay, and then okay, so I already get the okay. Here we go. 29.
29 is a critical success, and you'll gain 4 more. All right. 4, 4, and 4. As I assume you craft specific little tea.
And some of them are very, very tiny for the tiny ones. Some of them are just like, it's like a glass bottle with like the scent of tea in it, the wind spirits, so they can drink that. Some of them are larger, like bowls with tops on them, so that they can hang out inside there if they need to like swim. They might hang out in there and swim inside the tea.
That's
Everything that he can think of about how kami relax in their natural environment, making it sort of a tea version, banquet version of that.
That is perfect. Thank you. 4, 4, and 4. At the very least, you know that the kami will not be disgusted with your guys' display for inviting them to. Everything here on in matters. Now that you're at the halfway point, for the more that you can prepare for the kami, perhaps the better the banquet will go. If you guys don't mind, we can try to run through and get through and see just how many points you guys can gather in each of these points. Are you guys cool with that?
Yeah.
I'm definitely falling asleep.
Okay, I'll run through you quick, Katai. Katai, give me your roll.
Okay.
Who
I
are
don't
you
even know what
inviting?
I'm rolling. Are we inviting people or still commies?
Nobody's allowed at this place other than commies.
Okay, I'm gonna go see Ugly Cute then.
You're gonna invite Ugly Cute?
Yeah, I'm gonna go see Ugly Cute.
All right, go ahead and give me that +2, 1 status, 1 circumstance religion check.
Okay. +2, +1 status.
It's technically +2, but it's +1 from circumstance, +1 from status.
Okay, so I'll just roll like that then. Alrighty.
Oh.
Ugly Cute's coming.
There's no response except the one leg go up in a wave, and Ugly Cute's gonna be there.
I give him a pat on the head. Ugly Cute, you're so cool. I still have your gauntlet. It's helped me punch so many ghosts.
Perfect.
I give him a pat, and that's it.
All right. Let's see, and then we've got Ross. Ross, we'll go through. Actually, Katai, do you want to do your other roll, your third roll, just so that
Sure.
sounds
Sure.
good.
Is this also another religion check?
Yeah. Who would you want to invite? Now that you've got Ugly Cute, you got Koshi. You're at 6 points for.
I'm gonna go to
entertainment.
the clinic.
Okay.
The gecko.
The
That was
gecko.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Phantoms.
I remembered.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. I'll give another +2.
Alrighty. There's been a lot of kami, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use a hero point, just cause why not?
Why
Might as
not?
well.
Why not? We're at that
I
point.
mean, it could actually be worse. Just kidding. That's fine. That's fine.
28.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, with your addition of a critical success and another success, the phantoms begin to gather, or at the very least, hear your call. You know, kindness to them has always been their weak point, and so just giving them kind invitations with no strings attached, no pressure, as you walk around and even go all the way down to the mother's coil and through the clinic. The healing kami as well likely would have heard this, the little medicinal ones that heal people's spirits while they're resting in the hospital. Those are the true heroes.
True heroes.
Nobody knows about them, though. All right, that'll be 7 points in entertainment.
All right, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm really tired.
Take care, and I'll see you next
Good night,
week for the
everyone.
feast.
Bye.
Do you mind if I do my last one here real quick?
Yeah, that is totally fine.
All right, so Fang is gonna go to one of the people that has been in Willowshore the longest,
Okay.
the Grapetide Manor, Yosojin.
Okay.
And he's gonna tell her what he's doing, what everyone's doing, and ask for her advice on where to go to send these invitations.
She will suggest to you 2 places with a smile. The ones that give people light, and the ones that guide them through death and through life. She suggests to you to invite all the paper lanterns in town that light people's way during the night times. And she suggests to you to invite the kami that watch over the gravestones, as well as the crossroad signs.
And that's where he'll go.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your roll. The +2.
Unlike Katai, I'm not afraid.
27. 27 is close, but not enough for it to be a critical success.
It
Now,
is what it is.
that'll bring you to 8 points. You have no doubt, Fang, that just about every single kami will show up from Willowshore. How many that actually is, you don't know until you see them. All right.
My work is done. I'll see you all. Great session.
See you soon.
Bye.
All right. That's going to come to Z. I think actually it was Ross where we at. This is your second week, Ross, right?
Yeah. Or stack
They're at.
rocks or whatever they decorating.
Oh, perfect. You want to bring in rocks, not just wooden sculptures?
Yeah. It's nature, so seems like it fits.
Mm-hmm. Little seats. 24 is a success. That'll bring you to 5. Right? 5? I think I'm correct. I got sidetracked.
Yes, you're right.
All right, perfect. 8, 5, 4. That's where we're at. Okay. With little steps and little carved rocks brought in from all across Willowshore, people that have even kicked some into the river, some that keep them away, some simply use them as stepping points all across Willowshore. But when people need breaks, you bring them in and excitedly put them where kami can sit around tables. All right, Zian, you're at 6 on the decorations. Let's see how high you can get there. Are you at 6 or 85? Jeez, my brain.
They're both in
now we're at
decorations.
6.
Now
we're
it's
at
6. Now it's at 6. That's your last one. What are you making with Mongun? Anything special?
What do kami like?
I mean, some of them are signs, some of them are lanterns, some of them are make sure they're at home. Maybe some sign. Decorations to tell them where they can go. This is the sign that leads you upstairs. They probably hang out at a sign.
Some kind of feng shui. Yeah. Like, just look for, try to make portions of the inn appealing to certain types of kami.
Okay. You want to like give certain ones spots, like maybe the ones that are large and made of wood, the ones that don't have feet to go up the stairs?
Yes.
Perfect. Easy enough. All right. That'll bring you up to 6 with that one. All right. Jobin, this is your last one, I believe. You have been soloing the banquet this whole time.
My last check. All right, for this last one, I think Jobin is going to. He talked to Old Man Mitsuki before. I think he's gonna also go talk to Granny Who, and just see what she thinks about Kami, just to get some idea of what she thinks in terms of food and drink that Kami would want in the royalty.
She's
The
a big tea
Empire.
drinker.
Yeah, it will be the best tea in her mind.
She would implore you that kami do not have the same morality as creatures of this realm. And thus, if you could get your choice and she could help you, you could get some potentially illegal or psychosomatic tea leaves.
I guess get some tea leaves that will make them some fun tea leaves.
Exactly. Would you be open to such a thing?
I mean, for the Kami, yeah, sure.
All right. Simple enough.
This is also a chance to experiment.
That will, she'll take you over and give you the thumbs up to go into the Mushroom House, which is so aptly named in this very case, as you head inside. She has a plethora to offer you, luckily, between all different kinds. I assume you don't take arsenic.
No.
But taking some blood eye, some shiver, maybe even some flay leaf, some black smear. Add some toad tears in one or two of them if needed.
Yeah.
Excellent. Go ahead and give me your roll with a +2.
Oh. I rolled a 9.
It's so close. It's so close.
Go for it.
Oh, there you go.
37. That'll be 2 more points in your favor, bringing you to 6.
That was the maximum I can get.
Correct.
All right. That's the maximum that you can get, unfortunately, with your allies doing other things. But well done. You crit succeed on every single one of them. You are not confident, however, that you have catered to every single potential form of tea and snacks. The snacks in particular, you're unsure of. But we'll see if maybe something else helps you here. Now, Ross, I believe our statistics are 6, 6, and 8, correct?
Correct.
If you can critically succeed, Ross, I will allow you to do 1 and 1, if you would like.
Well, let's see if we crit first. Since I'm just following the expert, this is all up to Zian's teaching. Okay, hold on. We can fix this.
Holding on.
Hey.
Would you look at that?
18.
33. 33 is more than enough to succeed. Would you like to shore up the rest of the festival, the feast?
Sure, we can do 1-on-1. He runs around trying to get everything situated.
Okay. You are able to fill up on the snacks, which I'm curious on who you'd get that from or what you would get for that.
Well, he were bringing in rocks and stuff like that. Maybe some of them actually eat rocks and
Rocks and the
wood.
like, and candy.
Mhm.
Branches and whatnot.
Crate. There's like kami who like live in crates. Like that,
Absolutely.
maybe,
Okay. And then you were also finish off the decorations. Is there any in particular decorations you would do?
Nothing in particular.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Using your protections to seal it in to prevent decay, and readying in the snacks, you're at 7, 7, and 8. And thus, the full moon comes. To end off the session, after your very long, long day of work, it would come to that very night. And it's a strange night. Compared to every other night that has happened in Willowshore, it's never been so bright. The whole town of Willowshore is abuzz with eagerly waiting people watching outside their windows, but everyone is informed to stay inside. For when nighttime comes, the kami of Willowshore will walk the streets, not its people. The townsfolk have even decorated the entirety of the path, from all the way from Ugly Cute and the watchtowers, all the way to the Storming Beetle. Offerings, homages to Willowshore are left everywhere, in everything. And as the sun dips low in the sky, 100, maybe even more, kami pull themselves from Willowshore's grasp, muttering, giggling, gossiping at themselves, as you see creatures of all shapes and sizes, of all makes and wonders. Umbrellas walking on one foot and growing tongues. Paper lanterns coming ablaze with eyes. Farming implements growing their own workers. And none of these creatures are anything over 2 feet tall. Save 2. As Itan Moments flow through the air and make their way towards your establishment. Ugly Cute strides through the streets, silently flowing with energy. And the Great Willow, standing only 1 foot above the 2 foot tall other Shikigami, walks with pride towards your feast. And when we come back next week, I'll have the Storming Beetle ready for the great tea ceremony that you've prepared. Sound good? Thank you guys for staying a bit overtime. I appreciate it. Ah. What a calm session with no problems that happened during it. All right. I hope you guys hanging in there. Thank you so much. I know you guys are excited to talk to me after the stream to tell me about theories of things that were talked about, and now maybe how this feast is gonna go, because they're gonna act differently than your usual customers. But thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back next week for session 39 and potentially the last session in fall. Good night, all.